Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the live chat session of my YouTube channel that used to preside and survive somehow among the times of Twitchness. Meaning, I do have a Twitch channel as well, so it used to preside in Twitch. Now it's on YouTube. But, funny enough, it has come to the point that me is going to invite and showcase you a lovely gentleman who I've known by name and by, mutual friends, and I've gotten to know his lovely doings on the YouTubings, as we call it, by Gear Gods. And of course, he is a virtuoso person in that sense that he has a band as well called In Virtue. And as we have known him, like indirectly, so many people have talked so nice things about him. I thought, why not to give it a try and go to his Twitch channel and check out what he's up to. And then I went to the Twitch channel, and I'm talking about Trey Xavier here. So I went there, and he got surprised. He checked it out, who I am, and I was like, okay, holy shit, like, okay, we kind of know each other, but we don't really know each other, so hey, let's get to know each other. Finally, we decided to do this chat, which we have planned for about 6-7 months, but we finally got to do it. So I would like to invite Mr. Trey in the house. Hello, Trey. How are you doing, buddy?
I'm in the house.
Oh, you are
Actually,
in the
I'm
house.
In the garage.
Holy shit! What?
If
Like,
you can believe it. Yeah.
what are you doing in the garage? First of all,
Well, thank you for such a nice introduction. The story of how I came to be in a garage is actually it's not very exciting. It's the garage immediately next to the house where I live. But it's I'll tell you why I'm enshrouded in plastic right now.
Mhm.
We were talking about it a little bit
Right.
before we started, but I figured now's as good a time as any. Because people who are watching are probably like, what the fuck?
Where is he? Yeah.
What the fuck, bro?
Where is he planning?
And
Is he planning to go to Mars now or something?
See you. Either that or I'm on the set of a low budget music video.
Could be. Hey, but you gotta talk about it. You gotta tell us about it.
So
I got a best comment here, right? Like, wait a minute. The comment is best, the best. Hiding from the cell phone.
Oh, the cell phone fear release. Yeah. My neighbor the other night I could hear so clearly listening to fear release a shitty version on their cell phone. Oh my God. It was torture. I was like, burn the earth to the ground.
Oh man.
Horrifying.
Sorry to hear that. Sorry.
No, it's fine. It just, like whatever it takes to enjoy music, I guess. But
definitely.
Oh God, as a musician and somebody who worked in a music store, every third person who walked in the door played, a half a bar of Fear Release on the piano, because they had, one lesson when they were 8. Anyway, so
I got already interesting questions regarding that, but we're gonna get to it. First, you tell us about your garage.
So pretty much every Gear Gods video that anyone has seen on the channel for the last 2 years, pretty much, has been shot in this 100 square foot corner of this garage, which I've been renting. The like fake wood background is on the other side of the screen right now, and it's cool. It's been cool because it's literally a 5-second walk from my front door. But it's it's tiny. It's not soundproofed at all. Like I can hear birds right now.
Right.
You probably can't hear them, but so I finally got the means and the chutzpah to up and convince my landlords to rent me the remainder of the garage, which is 400 square feet total. It's really sick. And so I'm literally building it out right now. I'm building new walls. I'm kind of building a room inside a room to soundproof, you know what I mean? To isolate.
Right. Definitely.
I'm going to treat it with new everything, but I have to keep working as I'm going, I have to edit, I have to stream and all of this. So I've left my desk set up, but I put this plastic all around it so that I don't get dust, from the saw and sawdust and all of that. And yeah, so that's
Oh,
why
that's
I've
pretty
got this
sweet.
crazy plastic. And I was like, I'll just put it to some use. I'll make it look a little cinematic. So I put a blue light on one side, a warm one on the other, and boom.
Looks
Actually,
great. Yeah.
when I was in Scandinavia last, so it was 2019. I
Wow.
was very lucky to go and hang out in
Right.
Sweden in Gothenburg with my favorite band in the universe, which is Amaranth,
Right.
and I got to watch them shoot a music video with oh my god, I totally just blanked on the guy's name.
Patrick
Like
Olas.
the Patrick, yeah.
Right. Right.
Is that how you say it? Oles? I say it
Yeah.
Oleus, but that's just
Elias.
how it looks. Oleus.
Right. Elias.
Dude,
Yes.
yeah. What a fucking monster. Dude is like, shot all the best metal
He
videos.
does
Most
great
most
work.
of them.
He does
Um,
great work.
and but like I got to watch them shoot one of their videos, and
Right.
I think it was for Helix. But
Right.
like he had so many of these plastic things, like half the video was just these like plastic sheets like lit really cool
Right.
and like bouncing lights off it and stuff. And I
Right.
watched the whole thing and I was just like, holy shit.
I'm gonna do something as well.
yeah. Yeah. Well, I had to buy these anyways. And now I'm
Right.
like,
Right.
I'm gonna shoot a ton of cool shit with this. Anyway, I
Well,
am
that's
yammering
cool.
now. So
No, that's
um
great. I mean, like this is exciting because this is what I'm learning. Basically all the graphic work, or let's say visual work, used to be handled in
mhm,
one of my bands, like Damnation Plan, had been handled by our drummer Jarko, because he's a visual designer. I
mhm.
mean, like he has done all the videos, he has directed them. I will be all that kind of stuff. So I always ask him, hey, come and help me out with the lighting, man. I don't know fucking what to do with that and all that kind of stuff. Like,
Uh-huh.
because there's only few things that a one can do, right? And it's always interesting to see that how he comes up with just like one light here and boom, the magic, like everything changes. And I'm
Dude,
like,
it's everything. It is everything.
right,
I've only recently become kind of obsessed with lighting because it's just so important and I didn't realize it. You can buy the most expensive camera on earth
right,
and like
right,
if you have shitty lighting, it's going to
exactly,
look terrible. Like
exactly.
I'd rather shoot on a cell phone camera with great lighting
I
than like
understand that.
my super sick, like than a
Right,
red with shitty lighting.
right,
Like the only YouTubers that I'm watching these days for the most part are like camera guys, lighting people
right.
like that kind of stuff, lighting
Right.
tutorials.
True. I mean, I'm trying to do that as well because since I took over this whole thing regarding the Twitch thing, and
Mhm.
it's going to be about a year and so on. Of course, before, like,
Damn.
the other people used to do their stuff. Hey, can you help me out with making a video and so on? Like, of course. But now we live in a fucking era where you have to be the jackass of all trades. That's what I call it. I mean, you gotta know everything. You gotta know marketing. You gotta know how to deal with how to set up your studio. You need to know how to record, edit, and then release, and where to release, what to do, who to do, and
Oh, dude, it's so
right,
much, but it's
exactly.
also great
Yeah, it's like
because we're able
ex-
to do that.
it just is mind-boggling that the information that we have today for free. I mean, people, you talk about like having phones in your hand. Stop watching Instagrams then, just
Yeah.
insta harams, as I call it. Stop insta haraming and go check out some educational stuff, like the way Trey said as well, like a lot of tutorials
There's
and all
so
that kind of
much.
stuff. I mean, there's so much of free stuff, free content to learn from. It's crazy. But the only content which is not present for us is how to stream audio properly on Windows.
Dude, I get so many questions about my streaming setup,
Right.
and I'm just like, do not ask me. The fact that it works is a fucking miracle. The fact that you
Mm,
are watching me in any sense is an
right.
absolute miracle.
Right. Right.
I literally I've been constantly upgrading every part of my rig, but just
Right.
recently I switched from Canon to Sony, and a
Oh, how
huge part of
comes?
that was that um I could not for the fucking life of me get the Canon cameras to work with as a webcam.
Oh,
It
wow,
was like
really?
fucking weeks and weeks of me pulling. I would say pulling my hair out, but I already don't have any left to pull. But it was it was literally like it was a nightmare.
Right.
And I got this Sony one and I plugged it in and it just worked immediately. No
Right.
problems. And I was like, all right, fuck you, Canon. Goodbye. Like,
Isn't
mean,
that
I
like
love
the
my-
thing isn't that the thing between like Mac and Windows? You just plug it in, things work, and
Yep.
call it a day. Bye bye.
Yeah. I mean, for certain things, it has to do that. I'm a Mac user for the most part, partly
Likewise.
because of that, because
Right.
it just, I just want it to work.
Right.
I'm using a Hackintosh at the moment, which is working great.
What the hell?
But yeah,
Wow. Okay, cool.
I
I would
I
not even
don't.
dare to do that, man. Hands up.
Oh, I don't know how to fucking do it at all. My friend Alex, who plays keyboard in my band and is also on the Gear Gods channel pretty often.
Oh, yes.
But he put the whole thing together, and I was like, "Here's the money. You buy the parts and put it together, and like you're my tech support for life."
Right. Well,
'Cause
that's
I
pretty
don't
cool
know
to
how.
have those kind of, people like to be able to do it with you, for you, and teach you as well. It's like it's
Yeah.
epic also. It's definitely. And I did notice that actually Alex was here writing because I did not see you typing. So I was like, Gear Gods had written the
Oh no,
comments.
that was
I was
me.
like, oh, you
That
were?
was
Oh,
me.
wow.
I was
You're multitasking.
multitasking.
Holy shit. How do you do that? This is where I want to get to as well. Like, how
know.
did all happen? Because the thing is, today's episode or today's, can we call it episode? I think it is an episode, right? Like, how do you present
Why wouldn't
a
it be an
video?
episode?
Right, exactly. So in this
I read?
episode, ladies and gentlemen, today we'll get to know who Trey Xavier is, why it happened, what went wrong, and what went right. That he pulled all his hair, and today he is there. What? That didn't make any sense? Right. Okay, so we gotta get to know.
Like, where has it been? What's he
Yeah.
doing?
Yeah.
Why is he
we know
surrounded by
everything.
plastic? You know what this? I'm calling this. You ever
Right.
watch this? This is like my Dexter kill room. You ever see Dexter?
Man, Dexter is my all-time favorite TV show.
Really?
Absolutely.
I didn't even watch it to the end.
You better.
But I need to.
You better. I
Oh,
just got to
looks
know
like I
that
froze
they're.
a little bit.
I just got to know that they're making a new season as well.
I did hear that.
Right. I just actually got to know about a month ago, and I was like, "What the hell? What they gonna do now?"
I know a lot of people weren't happy with the way that it ended. So
Me neither.
I guess that's
No.
cool that it's coming back. Now
Exactly.
now I'll need to catch up.
Sure. Exactly. So who are you? This is the kill room, but who is the lovely
Who's the
victim? Yeah.
Oh, that's a well.
Can you
actually, right
expose?
now it's lots of 2x4s and some
wow.
drywall that I've been butchering because I'm
Right.
trying to do as much of it myself as I can
Right.
because I don't want to spend more money
Right.
and because I have a vision for how I want it to go.
Sure.
But my reach exceeds my grasp, if you know what I mean. Like my skill level is fair to middling.
Man, I
and
mean,
so
but
it's-
still, like,
it's
you are
slow
learning to do that. That's already hats off. I mean,
Yeah.
you doing it
It's
yourself. It's already there. I would not be able to do it, frankly speaking. Hands up.
really
No.
I
I just concentrate on the artistic things of things. Like, just cannot do the physical form of building things. I can't. I just can't. I mean, it's not in
I
me.
do it only basically through sheer force of will and
Right.
and just taking it very slowly.
Right.
Like I've completed 1/8 of just the skeleton of one wall. I started with the hardest one because it has a door in it, and I'm being half an engineer,
Right.
which I'm definitely not that either. But it's taken me forever to get going, and now I'm starting to build up some steam, and I think
Right.
but I literally had to buy a chop saw and a shop vac, which God, that's hard to say. Chop saw, shop vac.
Are you
but,
actually
you know,
filming this? Are you gonna post it somewhere? That
Mhm.
would be awesome to
The
see.
whole
man.
thing. It's I'm going ham. Like
Right.
ham. I'm I'm getting all treatment I'm doing I got new studio monitors. I'm gonna put recessed lighting in the wall. That's like all gonna be on the like the Philips Hue thing, so I can be like, "Hey Siri, turn on these lights." That whole thing, like,
What does this button do?
yeah. But the whole 9 yards, and I don't know what the fuck I'm doing almost at all. But that's just sort of the theme of my life, honestly. Like, I just do stuff. Like, I don't. I mean, I don't want to say that
You push your limits.
I don't want to
right?
seem overly confident or anything, but I just believe that I can do anything for better or worse.
Right.
And I just fucking go for it most of the time.
That
And
actually
it's working out
applies
pretty
on
good.
everybody. Just people have to get out there and do it. Just
Yeah,
do it.
People let
Just
fear hold them
do
back.
it.
Just do it. Just do it.
Exactly. I mean, the fear is something that holds us back, and this is so interesting to know that fear is the worst enemy ever. There's no doubt about it. I mean, this keeps us back from so many things, and once we do them, we actually fall back again into the same trap, which is like, oh, I can't do it anymore. Like, I just did it. I did it because, oh my god, something happened. I did it, but now I can't do this thing. No, apply the same fucking thing. Apply the same thing. It's like the same thing that you're saying right now to me, that it's sheer will that is making you do this, right? If I were to do it, I would be able to do it as well. But I gotta just put my mind into it and, push myself forward to make that thing happen.
Well, you look like you got yourself a pretty sick studio over there anyways.
Doesn't
look like you
I'm
need to
pretty
do
happy
anything.
about this place, man. I'm pretty damn happy about it. But though,
Do you rent a spot?
I'm renting a spot with 2 others, so this is like 3 of us sharing the space. But it's used by me mostly because since a year I've been like totally every day coming here, so it's like most of my time spent here. I'm gonna be doing a lot of different things around here because putting the guitars up and all that. I mean, like, there's another space as well. There's a recording room as well on the other side. So this space.
Oh,
is
so
good.
you got a whole little.
Yeah, I
suite.
got a
That
whole
sounds fucking
shebang,
awesome.
man. Exactly.
Dude, that sounds great.
Exactly. So I'm really happy about it. I'm really happy about it.
Is it? I've heard multiple. I mean, I don't know about Finland specifically, but I've heard that most of the Nordic countries, like, you can you get the government will sort of subsidize stuff like that, like band rehearsal places and studios and shit, because they care about the arts, unlike fucking America, where they
This is the biggest
Don't give
thing
a
that
shit.
Finland has. Absolutely. The other day, I was just actually, if I were ever to be asked this question publicly, which actually now I'm saying it out loud, that what represents a nation, I would definitely say that how the society respects art. This is what represents a nation, a country, or a culture, basically. Finland is at top of it. The amount of respect they give to their artists here, it's insane. It's insane. Each and every single person in this country, walking, talking, or whatever doing, has played an instrument, knowingly might end up playing better than professionals as well around the world. Most of the time, like, to be frankly speaking, this is like, that Finland is full of guitar players. The competition here is just insane. It's like you pick a kid and the kid is gonna blow your mind off with a couple of licks that he's gonna play. It's like, what the hell? So,
dude, it's like Nashville. Like, most of America
Right.
is just full of fucking clowns who can't play shit, like myself. But there's like,
I wouldn't say
Nashville,
that. Come on,
can't
you're a great player.
You can't swing a fucking dead ferret in Nashville without hitting 800 amazing pickers, amazing guitar pickers, and they're all super. They're just like, yeah, man, I play a little bit, and they're like, and you're like, what the fuck, bro?
Where did that come from?
Dude, one time I got hired by a Finnish band to play on their album.
Right.
Was it an album? I don't know. It was like a couple songs, and I was like, dude, what the fuck are you outsourcing to America for? Like, he must have burned through all the other. He sent me a clip of the guitarist who had recorded the part before me, and he didn't like it for some reason, and it was like this fucking monster Mamma Jam shred thing that I was like, what the fuck? What do you want me? He wanted me to play something with a little more feel, like
Right.
some like bends and some slidey shit. And I was like, dude, you live in Finland.
Right.
God, what was the band called? Mind. Oh, I really want to know.
We can
Anyway,
let the chat search it and let us know, definitely.
mind
Because hey, by the way,
something.
we are reading your messages around as well. So if you do have some question to ask Trey, go ahead. I will pick few of them and we're gonna get into it and so on. But if you do find where Trey has already played, like let us know. I don't know which band you're
I don't
talking
know if
about.
it ever wound up getting released.
Okay.
God, I gotta. I'm so curious to know.
Right.
Um.
All right,
Anyway,
yeah.
it doesn't really matter.
All right. So now
But
this thing which you were talking about, the subsidy, like the government
oh yeah,
support and all that kind of stuff as well. Since the COVID time, I have to give the hats off to the government. To be frankly speaking, it has helped us musicians a lot because, of course, we can't tour, we can't do shit, and we do get nice support from the government regarding that. Yes. And if you open up a company doing some things regarding, like, starting up the whole new path towards the production and so on, the government, there are different programs here that you can apply to, and government definitely supports you on that. Particularly our tour manager, who had been like Wintersun's tour manager, who had been lucky enough, like we have a band together as well, True Cult Club, and he has been working with Boredom After Midnight, Amorphous, bands like that, that like traveling around, being their tech and all that, and then bam, COVID hit. Like, what to do? Like, what can you do? So you can apply for, there were different programs that you can get support and so on. So the government is pretty damn good in that sense around here. But there are many things which are not cool. Even though you do get the support, but our taxes are so nice.
Oh, yeah. You're paying for it.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like,
nice.
Yeah, we help you, no problem. But okay, give back. Okay. So by the time you get the first bite of the cake, the half of it is gone already. It's like, whoa, wait a minute, what just happened? So it's intense
I guess
in that sense.
There's the rub, as they say. But like, I mean, well, in America, we have this very deeply rooted fear of anything that smells like socialism, and
Right.
like I can kind of understand that if
Mhm.
it was like if we were in fear of like becoming I don't know, just like communists or something, but that's not that's not what Finland, Sweden, like what all those countries look like. Like that's not what it comes out to. Like it's
No.
not the fucking iron boot
No.
on your throat. Like
I mean, you've been here. You've been to Scandinavia. You've seen like how the things are. I mean, like they're one of the most developed countries in the world. I mean, basically. I mean, when we talk about like, fuck, everything works here.
I have not been to Finland yet.
Yeah.
That was on my list because 3 years ago I went to Norway.
Right.
Which is like, what the fuck? Why don't people go to Norway on vacation? I don't think they're advertising. It is unbelievably beautiful.
True that.
Unfucking believably beautiful. I went to hang out with my friend Leo Maracchioli, Frog Leap Studios.
Ah, yeah. Right.
Okay. And I was staggered by how beautiful the place that he lives is outside of Stavanger. And so then the next year I went to Sweden for a week.
Right.
Just to Gothenburg, basically. That was a great week.
Right.
Rode the little scooters around all week.
Oh yeah.
Incredibly dangerous, but absolutely one of the most fun things I've ever done in my life. Right. And then I was like, all right, next year, going to Finland. Let's do this. And then bam.
Right. Damn. But I hope that as soon as the gates open, definitely you should bring your arse in this land.
I will. And where in Finland do you live?
Helsinki. I mean, I live in Espoo, which is the city right next to Helsinki, but it's the capital area. So, the border basically is I'm living just at the edge of Helsinki and just starting point of Espoo. So Espoo, as we call it, Espoo.
Espoo.
Ass poo.
Assum,
right.
ass poo.
Exactly. But living right like this land is full of nature as well. So the beautiful part is that, just getting 5 minutes of walk from here, I would be in a forest, basically. Just
Yeah, I just
yesterday
gotta bring my
drove.
snowsuit.
If you're definitely coming in winter, yeah, sure. I mean, okay. What's the temperature that you like the most? What is your threshold?
I'm ideally, 73 and sunny. That's
73. That would be in Celsius.
Fahrenheit.
How much would it be in Celsius? People, I don't know. The metric system and the other things about like America's.
Listen, bro, you're gonna do it our way or get out.
Yeah, exactly. Either you're with us or against us.
Or against us. It's about 23.
Oh wow. Okay. So, what's the lowest that you can go with?
What is the lowest that I can go?
That you say like, hey,
I
like it. I still can survive. I'ma survive.
61. I don't know. No, whatever. I probably wouldn't intentionally go during the winter.
Right.
Although, you know what? So when I went to Sweden, it was during the summer of 2019, which is like one of the hottest summers on record. For years and years, and Europe does not like air conditioning. So I feel like I probably would have done better going in like the fall or whatever.
Right. Right.
But
I get you. I get you.
Yeah, I'm a pussy, dude. I want it to. That's why I live in LA, because it's like very mild year round. And although I do love the snow. I think snow is beautiful.
Indeed. No question about it. No question about it.
I don't know.
I just became like, I've always hated the point that you cannot wear clothes and you, like, if you wear clothes and you sweat, it's not a temperature that I'm going to be in. For instance, if I'm wearing a t-shirt and if I'm sweating, fuck no, I'm out. That's it. I really am out. Like, this is not for me, because I come from, well, you might know that I come from Pakistan. So the city that I come from. I
don't know that.
All right. Well, I'm a Pakistani, basically.
I know that now.
Here you go. We're getting to know each other, aren't we now, if you know what I mean? So I come from a city called Lahore. Now, not the French Lahore, but like that's the name of the city. That's how we call it. Lahore. Anyways. Lahore. Yeah, exactly. If you know what I mean. Wink, wink. But the temperature, the highest point that it can hit, or I have been in, was 51 degrees Celsius. Now, I don't know what's that going to be in Fahrenheit. If it was 22 degrees Celsius when it's 73 Fahrenheit, so do the math.
Oh, like, God. It's 124. Oh, right. God. Awesome. Why?
Yeah.
No, so I hate it.
Yeah, exactly. Me coming from there, my tolerance for the weather, like as such, even 25 degrees and above Celsius, I cannot do it. So from minus 10 degrees Celsius to round about 22, I'm fine. 22 max. 25 maximum. I was like, so I really enjoy, like, if even the weather right now is like 8 degrees, I can wear a jacket. The tiny, a little bit sweaty. Walking a little bit, the balls a little bit sweaty. That's okay.
A little bit of swass, swamp ass, sweaty ass.
Right. So it's like,
get that swass going. Yeah, you don't want that.
I'm out.
I've only been on tour once.
Right.
And that was 6 or 7 years ago at this point. Toured Europe on a nightliner. Which could have been a lot worse. We could have been stuck in a little van, but we went ham and got. And I won't tell you who the headliner was, because these things have a way of getting back around. But the fucking headliner wouldn't let us turn on the air conditioning in the bus because the singer was worried about that the cold air would hurt his voice. Never saw this motherfucker warm up one time the whole 30-day tour, okay? Never warmed up his voice, never did any warm-up exercises, and then was like, Anyway, so we suffered in the heat for 32 days
Right.
And boy, oh boy, um, this was let's see, was it in the summer? I can't remember if it was. It was like I think it was like late summer, early fall, and it
Right.
was not good. It was mostly around Germany and all that.
That
And
area
Germany fucking
can
hates
get
air
warm.
conditioning too. Yeah.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
played like, like a bunch of the like surrounding countries like Czech Republic, Slovakia, Switzerland, like it was great fun, but
Right.
holy shit, like by the time I was done with that and then of course the other trip, I was just like, why do Europeans hate being comfortable? Like just turn on the fucking air conditioner.
No,
Just
I
go to
mean,
the
like,
store
you're
and
not.
buy one, put it in the window.
You're definitely kind of not used to it. For instance, if you're going to Pakistan or you're going to, for instance, UAE, I mean, that's the most of the stopovers, or like pit stop as we call it, going to back to country. Fuck, man, that country does not know anything else than air conditioning. Like, absolutely. I mean, only time you would not be in an air condition would be the time that you step out of a building. Boom, that's it. Everything else is jam-packed with air conditioning. This would happen to me when we went to 70,000 tons of metal. First thing first, I mean, we land. The next day, I start losing my voice because, of course, I like to drink water a lot. And I keep forgetting the fact that any kind of water that I drank there in Miami was iced water. There was not a normal fucking water that I could get. It's either refrigerated or it's in the container with ice
and
in
no
it.
bubbles. It's the best.
Yeah, but that's all right. I lost my voice for like the all time. I was out of voice. I was really out of voice, and then I had to sing with Michael Schenker as well. And I was like, okay,
You sang for Michael Schenker?
With Michael Schenker, like, the All-Star Jam that happens on the boat.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, okay, even because Schenker was very adamant about doing rehearsals, which was like not the point. It's a fucking jam, right? He was like, yeah, everybody, let's get together, let's do some rehearsals, and So I was trying to sing like. Now, Doogie White is standing in the corner and watching me as well. He did realize as a singer that, okay, if you don't have a voice, you're done, kind of, you better not be speaking as well.
Yeah, that's the thing.
So, I was singing in the lower octave, and the song was by UFO, Doctor, Doctor. So I was just singing like, Doctor, Doctor, please, like really, really hard. And then Shankar stopped, and he looked at me, are you going to sing like this? I'm like, no. So sing normally, like the way you do. I had to push it so bad that I was like,
sucks, dude.
Damn. Yeah. And the next day, I remember like when I was warming up in the cabin, like my cabin was next to our bass player's cabin, and laughing. All I heard was laughter because I was trying to warm up in the in the cabin's toilet.
Yep.
And then he knocked on the door and started laughing and just closed the door at me. Like, he was like, I was like, dude, I can't sing. I need to do something about it. But this is the problem that I'm saying about drinking water, ice cold water. So it's like,
it's not really good for your voice. If you're gonna be singing, you got to be drinking warm shit. But that sucks. That sucks I mean,
so many different levels,
it sucks
right?
on stage when you're hot and sweaty and playing, and like it does not feel good. But I guess if you're used to it, like when I track vocals, I only drink coffee and tea, or just like warm water.
Right.
I usually drink throat coat. I actually tracked some vocals a couple days ago, and I'm way out of practice. But yeah, just it makes a big difference.
True that.
But it's uncomfortable. You have a great voice, by the way.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
I listened to the Circle album yesterday, all the way through.
Oh wow!
Are you doing all the vocals?
Yes.
The screams and the singing. Wild, dude! You sound fucking awesome.
Thank you very much. Thank you. That's been, I don't know why has it been surprising, because this is the funny bit, like what has happened to my career. Like, in the beginning I was known here around as a guitar player. Then I was known as a vocalist. Then I was known as a guitar player. Now when I'm back to the vocals, everybody's like, wait, what's happening? I'm like, what?
Well, I've only known you as the guitar player from Wintersun.
Right. Exactly.
That's how you came into my field of vision. So
right.
The fact that you could also sing,
right?
That's great. I mean, you're a that's a big time bonus when you're in a band, you know, playing live.
True.
Like if you can also sing, two
Definitely.
great singers in a band.
True.
I don't know.
True.
Can anybody else in the band sing? I have no idea.
We do
Like-
the backing vocals. Like we got a full choir kind of adventure going on stage, so it really helps, like, you know, to boost up everything, because, you know, Wintersun being like the epicoso choir sessions and so on. So it
Oh,
really lifts up and boosts up, and all of us besides the drummer, like 3 of us in the front are singing, so it really pushes. So it's really, really helpful in that sense, and it's been great in that way that that even if the people don't know that if I can sing or not, like the whole point being that even my best friend wrote me, like, because he has been working in our ex management, which was Rock the Nation, and then he wrote to me like, wait a minute, so you are singing on the Circle Full, like, you know, doing the cleans and the harsh as well. I was like, yeah. They're like, you got the whole promo package, didn't you? Like, did you read it? It's like, no, I thought you were doing a guest appearance or something. It's like, wow, man, even if the best friend cannot know this, then, I mean, like, you can forget about the others. But it's it's been a venture. It's been crazy. But hey, it's not about me that we need to know today. It's about Trey. We need to get to know Trey. Now, my first question. We're
your first question.
Yeah,
we're
40 minutes in, and the first question gets.
I got so much time today, so you unleashed the beast.
That is awesome. Now you tell, first of all, how did it all begin? What happened?
Well,
Where
my mom
did
and
the
dad
music?
met in the restaurant. I'm just kidding. I'm not gonna go that. That's a little.
All right.
That's a little.
That's okay. Right.
Well,
so where did
see.
music come in Trey's life? What was the time? What happened? Who were the artists or who were the bands that, you know, caught your attention?
Well, basically nobody in my extended family in every direction, nobody plays music. I have I have an uncle who played the clarinet.
Mhm.
And
that's it.
My dad played drums a little bit in high school, but that's basically
cool.
it.
Okay.
Like nobody in my family is a creative for their job, for you know, as a career, or even really like, you know, which is, well, I mean, it's fine. Like the being a creative is its own special kind of nightmare. You know, my brother's a lawyer, and he's like got a regular job, and like he owns a house, and he's married with a kid on the way, and like the mind boggles that I would turn out to be in a little plastic bubble, like in a garage that I'm, you know, spending money to build out. Anyway, it's so I just, let's see, how did I start?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, just like in school, you know, like literally on the cello was my first instrument.
Wow.
Music programs in public schools in America are fucking pathetic. But the thing that got me, honestly, the inception moment was, you know, some of the instructors came in to play for the class to show what the instruments were that you could play.
Right.
You know, like, oh, you can rent one of these instruments and take lessons during school hours and play in the orchestra.
Mm-hmm.
And the woman who played the cello played the Batman theme, the old one on the cello. And I was like, that's the one.
That's the one. Exactly.
And I was terrible at it forever. I never got good at the cello. I don't know why. I just I played it for the longest time. I never practiced enough. I was bad. I was the kind of student that as a teacher, I would have fucking hated me. I would have been like, what are you even doing, man?
Right.
And honestly, like I'm my own archetype for why I like don't want to teach guitar ever again. Like I taught guitar for a living for like 10 years.
Wow.
And I'll never go back. I'll never go back.
Really? So you don't like teaching at all?
It's not that I don't like teaching. I don't like teaching kids because
I get you.
you know, whatever. Like I can only
Right.
teach Smoke on the Water so many fucking times. It was fun for a while, but never again. Anyway,
Right.
but I like I still love the cello. I still love
Right.
listening to cello players. I love writing cello parts for orchestration and stuff. Anyway, but when I was 12, I picked up the guitar. The dumbest reason I picked up the guitar, once again, I went to like a summer camp,
Right.
and there was like a guitar there that somebody brought, and
Right.
at the like little the campfire every night, some of the kids would like play some like little basic songs, and I
Right.
was like, holy shit, like this thing is awesome. I
Right.
love how do I do that? So
Right.
I was like, next year I'm going to come back to this camp, and I'm going to be able to play a little bit of guitar. I'm going to learn a little bit.
Yeah.
And
Right.
boy, oh boy, was the joke on Trey Xavier. Holy shit. Here I am, 25, 20, how old am I? Almost 26 years later,
Right.
and music consumes my life. I
How
mean,
cool.
I think
Yeah.
eventually, one way or the other, I would have started doing it, you know? So, um,
Understandable.
it just fated to be.
Right.
And
So
I
what
feel
is the
like I
band?
am, yeah.
What is the band that you can be called? Like, even though it was the campfire, of course, that got you into like, okay, I'm gonna get all the ladies. All right, now I got the guitar going. Yeah. But like, what was that band that even after you picked up the guitar, that kind of went in the learning, while learning the guitar, that you were like, damn, this is the band. This is the guitar player that I really look up to, or even a vocalist, or who were those?
It was mostly Dream Theater and Petrucci. That was
Oh wow.
he was the guy who made me wanna get good. Like,
Right.
I played, I started off playing basically like, um, punk, alternative rock, yeah, like when I first started playing, my favorite band was Everclear. Um,
Everclear.
Everclear, yeah, like Santa Monica, bam bam, dang 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 dang. We can live beside the ocean. No, anyway, big big at the
Oopsie.
time,
Okay.
American alt rock
I see.
um
Right.
band, like yeah, like little mid late 90s,
I must have
and I
heard
was
it,
obsessed
but
with it.
I can't like put my finger on it at the moment.
First concert I ever went to was in 8th grade.
Right.
Everclear and the Black Eyed Peas on the
Oh
Levi's
wow.
Snowcore tour, and Soul Coughing was the opener. I could like looking back, that's fucking wild. This was like, dude, Black Eyed Peas were not big. I don't think they were even the headliner. I can't remember,
Oh
but
wow.
um, yeah, 1998.
Nice.
Anyway, but then then I just I literally like stopped listening to punk
Right.
because I was learning guitar, and after like a week, I was like, oh, I can play all of these songs in like 2 minutes. What's next? And it was Dream Theater, Liquid Tension Experiment, and like and the I distinctly remember the moment that I got really excited about guitar solos,
Right.
and that was listening to Blind Guardian, Nightfall in
Aha.
Middle Earth.
Aha.
Um,
Interesting.
and I honestly like, more so than anything else, the thing that's influenced me probably is power metal. Um, and I was all about Halloween, Blind Guardian, Gamma Ray, Angra. I fucking love Angra.
Mm-hmm.
Temple of Shadows is in my top 5.
Right.
And then but Dream Theater and Petrucci was like the thing that made me go like, oh shit,
Do
you can
that.
play like that,
Right.
like that's. And
Mm-hmm.
so I got Rock Discipline
Oh
on
yeah.
VHS.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
VHS,
Still remember
which
those
actually,
exercises.
yeah, it's actually, I mean, I still do it like do the little chromatic one pretty
Mhm.
much every time I pick up a guitar. Anyway,
Right. Right. Right.
I won't be able to play it today because oh god, still so sore from the shot.
Oh yeah.
My arm is useless right now. But
Damn.
so that was
Is it
kind of
that bad?
yeah, it's really sore. It just feels like somebody like punched me really hard.
That's what
you know?
I've been hearing about. That's really what I've been hearing about. Exactly. Because
It's fine, though.
one of my moderators
Yeah.
of the Twitch and the YouTube channel just came after getting the shot, and he was like, "Damn, man, it really feels like somebody has punched me, like really bad." Like, okay.
Yeah. But that was, I mean, and last night was fucking miserable,
Mhm.
but now I feel fine.
Well, that's
So
good.
aside from extremely sore,
Right.
but that'll be gone tomorrow, and then I won't die from COVID. So that's exciting. But anyway, so yeah, that was the inception for me,
Right.
and I still love all of those bands.
Mhm.
Actually, if you can believe it, I have not listened to the new Liquid Tension yet. I listened to one of the songs, but
Me neither.
I just I keep forgetting.
Right.
I'm so busy, but
for me, the
gotta get on that.
oldie is still goldie. You know what I mean? So I just don't want to touch that yet. I mean, like, I'm still like, I don't know. Because anyways, I'm not listening to metal that much nowadays at all. Like, I just make it.
Oh yeah.
It's like when you
Yeah.
make things so much that you just don't want to, look into the other stuff the same way or the same kind of
Yeah.
style. So, I mean, like,
I've been listening mostly to movie and video game scores lately
Mhm.
because as much as I love metal, it's like you're saying, like it's if I only listen to metal, it's gonna come out kind of boring, It's gonna
Mhm.
be a
Mhm.
little
Too monotonic. It's like it's been
yeah,
done before. It's same shit getting out.
yeah. And I don't feel like I've mastered it by any stretch,
Mhm.
but the format of bass, drums, guitar, vocals feels stale to me. The thing that's exciting to me more than anything else, aside from the songwriting,
Right.
is the other stuff, the inclusion of orchestration, synthesizers, percussion and like all this stuff. So I'm kind of obsessed with like sample libraries
Right.
and weird production stuff,
Mhm.
and it's really fun.
Any favorite composers out there that you?
Yes. I well, yeah. Let's see. So Sarah Schachner, in terms of video game
Okay.
soundtracks,
Okay.
has been blowing my mind lately. If you listen to the like, I can literally hear the fucking uh the like gardeners using their leaf blower right over here right now. I
Wow.
can't fucking wait to soundproof this shit.
Oh wow.
It's sucking my will to live. But so the main theme to the video game Anthem, she also did a bunch of the Assassin's Creed games.
I see. I haven't played
And
any. I just
I
played a
mean, I
little bit of
haven't really
Origin
played.
though.
Yeah, she did Origin, and
I liked the
Valhalla,
soundtracks in there. Oh, that I
and
haven't
it's
played.
so good. She
Mhm.
really toes the line of doing stuff that's like this, classic, not typical, but like, like a kind of heroic, nice orchestration stuff, and then just like
Right.
always these great wild twists, like awesome, either like crazy harmonic twists and melodic surprises, or like production stuff.
Mhm.
That song I was talking about, the anthem, the main anthem
Right.
soundtrack.
Mhm.
She does this thing with a vocoder that just like
Oh
blew me
wow.
away. It sounds so goddamn cool. It's like a whole choir of vocoder stuff. And
Right.
it's just, I haven't played the game, but it's, it sounds like robots or something. It made me want to play the game. It sounds
Right.
like robots and then orchestration. And I love that stuff. I love
Definitely
the
should.
combination of like organic acoustic instruments and sounds and the, metal format and electronic shit. I love that.
Right. I totally get you. I totally agree with you on that as well. That is something that I should really listen to. I'll look into it as soon as I get the time to listen to something new out there. Definitely. I mean, like,
Yeah.
I love
I
a
just
lot
literally
of yeah.
No, I was just gonna say there's like this huge video game soundtrack playlists on Spotify, and I just hit random and like.
Right. I left Spotify. I'm not
really?
with Spotify. Yeah. I left Spotify. I'm with Tidal since, I don't know, 4 months, 5 months, easily.
Interesting. I've never tried that.
It does a little bit better justice to the artists when it comes to money.
Oh yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'd rather pay a little more to get, our little ass community of the metal musicians get a little bit more than to have the Spotify, ram us over like Napster.
I guess I thought that Tidal just didn't take off, but I guess it did. I just haven't even.
Pretty well. It's doing pretty well. I'm kind of like, I'm not the one who's gonna say like, hey, Tidal is actually the second one which pays the artist most when it comes to the streaming.
Oh wow.
Ones. Actually, funny enough, Napster is the first one that pays the most.
Huh.
What?
Well, they learned their lesson the hard way.
Exactly. But the streaming business is anyways really hard. Like, so I had a lot of, Spotify, same kind of playlists as well that you're talking about. And I do have the idea, because one of my moderators that moved from Spotify told me this thing as well, that you're able to import your playlists to Tidal as well. So I should be doing that. Thank you for reminding me.
You're welcome.
Indeed. So I got to check this thing out, definitely, because I'm a huge fan of electronic music.
Oh, yeah?
Biggest fan had been since a kid of Daft Punk. That was the starting point for me.
Shit.
Because The Saint was the movie that I got into with Val Kilmer. And of course, Daft Punk did the song there for it.
I didn't know that. I'm gonna have to listen to that.
Oh yeah. Big fan of Daft Punk, and the other one that can
put it on my list right now while I'm sitting here.
Yes, indeed. The second one that is of course, I hands up, Deadmau5. That guy is genius. That guy is literally a living genius. Just like Hans Zimmer, but in the electronic world, after Daft Punk guys, he is definitely the one that is supposed to take the throne of the electronic world. Should take the throne.
I watched his masterclass. The website masterclass.
I'm at it at the moment. Actually, I'm halfway through.
Oh, dude, it's so good. I learned so much. People complain about the masterclass stuff like it's, I don't know, like it doesn't have a ton of super specific, like applicable stuff, but that's why it's a masterclass. It's not like like it's not how to sidechain something in Reason, because that's
you got fucking YouTube for it. Like, go find things on YouTube.
It's high level, big brain stuff, but also his explanation of how modular synths work and that kind of thing made me understand it so much better. And he just has this like really super simple way of doing things, explaining stuff and way of doing things. Yeah, that I was just like, holy shit. Have you seen his studio? Like rundown?
I've been his studio fan because Linus, like the YouTuber, Linus did a tour of his studio a long time back.
Linus Tech Tips, yeah. Dude, fucking outrageous. Like,
I mean, what the fuck, man?
Absolutely it's wow.
I mean, it's like, easily 2 to 3 million that studio is.
I mean, if you could you could spend that kind of money. I'm over here excited. I'm gonna probably spend $2,000 decking this place out. Dude, he's gonna spend $2 million.
Exactly. I'm renting this already made place and trying to make it my own. Like, I'm pretty happy paying monthly rent for it. Like, fucking $2 million. I wouldn't even know what the fuck to do. I'll be just in awe by sitting there like,
dude, the place is like floating. Like, it's not like it's completely isolated in every sense. And oh god damn. Oh,
he's
we're in the wrong genre, dude. We need to let's start making EDM.
I've been saying that. I mean, this is the experiment that I've been doing with True Cult Club, because this was the thing that I wanted to do for a long period of time, till the point like my dear colleague, who was the tour manager of Wintersun as well, and he just showcased me some of the stuff that he was working at, and he asked me to just sing, become part of it by singing, and it was not supposed to become a band. And that's what exactly I'm doing. I mean, like, instead of the whole metal world of doing the same formula, like, the Germans just like the metal from 80s, yeah. Like,
oh god.
Yeah, so I mean, all the, well, yeah, let's not get into that discussion. But anyways, yeah, that's what I'm doing
Yeah.
with that because I love electronic music in that sense. So why the hell not? But you're right. You're
Why
in the
not?
wrong. You're in the wrong genre since the very beginning.
I was watching the Questlove one too, and he's like
Mhm.
a like a DJ, like a vinyl type of spinning tracks DJ, not like like an EDM producer.
Right. Hmm.
And just for shits and giggles, I went and I looked up what he gets paid per night to just to mix other people's music, to spin other people's music. And it's a whole thing in itself. He's not just like hit and play on on his iPod and then taking a hike,
Right.
But at the same time, like he doesn't have to actually create the music. He just has to be a librarian for it and know
Exactly.
how to play the room and all kinds of stuff. But like, holy fuck, dude, like wow, like what I make in, what I made last year, he'll make in a night. And I was
Right.
like,
What the fuck?
can you hang I'm gonna you talk for a minute. I'm gonna listen. There's something going on with my little power supply battery thing here. It's making a bunch of noise. I'm just gonna go check it out real quick.
Sure, definitely. By the way, Chad, let me know what you want to know from Mr. Trey Xavier. We would like to ask him those questions as well because I already have a lot of questions for him. But the conversation is going so well, anyways. I mean, it lifted off already, as you noticed, just from one place to another. It's like, wow, we are bonding here. The bondation. Not that kind of bondage, but we are bonding, if you know what I mean. But thank you very much, everybody, for coming to, check out this chat, which I very much appreciate because this was long awaited. It was meant to happen already 6 months back. But let's put it that way that I was not that confident enough in my streaming game. And I was like, okay, well, now I am. I still have a long way to go. Still have a long, long way. It's a long way to the top if you want to rock and roll. If you know what I
If you
mean.
want to play
Oh,
death
yeah.
metal.
If you want to play death metal. No, it's actually not even a long way. It's just far away. It's a way that you can't even see at all. It's like it's there somewhere. You keep going.
Dude, there's no top.
Yeah.
There's literally no top. Like I talk about this a fair bit with especially with my roommate Isaac, who edits my videos and stuff.
Coolio.
We're very like-minded, but
Right.
like there's no mountaintop moment that you're ever gonna really experience. Like I think, like I'm gonna be 97 on my fucking deathbed,
Right.
like making edits to my,
Exactly.
to my masterpiece.
Still that, that top peak that you're after. Like, oh yeah, that is the one.
One more.
Yeah, one
The
more.
number the number of projects that will make you feel that you'll complete that will make you feel whole is n+1, where n is the number that you're currently working on, and it's always +1, and there's always one more, and we'll never really get there. So you have to love the work, you have to love the process.
Correct. But one of the things, wouldn't you agree that the community, at least what we have in the metal world, you would not be able to find that kind of a community in any other genre?
That's a great question. I don't know. I haven't been part of other scenes and genres. I guess I was like mildly involved in the punk scene in Boston for a hot minute. Like mostly on the internet side, and it was definitely not as nearly as fucking cool. But yeah, I think well, I think part of it is like honestly like metal is like being the smartest kid on the short bus. Like we don't get to the level that other genres are at. So even like super famous metal musicians aren't that fucking famous, compared to pop or whatever. So like metal musicians, even in what we would think of as being big bands, are very accessible.
Yes,
comparatively, you know?
especially in today's world. I mean, like in today's time, where you are able to, chit chat with all your idols and basically, join their Patreon pages and whatnot and this and that, and like I don't think that accessibility is in basically that genre which we are talking about, for instance, in EDM or
Yeah.
with the
Yeah,
celebrities that are
doesn't
there.
really exist because this like it's a what's the word? Yeah, it's just a different level, and you just can't have that accessibility
Right.
if you're dead mouse or whatever. And that's okay. Like that's fine. I like being super accessible. I mean, not that
Mm.
I'm anywhere near. I have a what is my friend Jamie calls me middle class YouTube famous, which I think is great.
No, man, you've been doing
And
great.
I
Congratulations on, you lately
thank you,
posted on Facebook as well, which I was very happy about. I mean, you have really put your work into it. And like we've been all seeing you grow. That's like amazing. Let's put it that way.
it's
You
it's
have
pretty
put a lot of
outrageous.
work into it.
I have,
And that's
and
well
yeah,
deserved. That's the whole point.
thank you. And it's like 200,000 subscribers is both outrageously huge and not that big.
I
It's
mean,
like
come on, man. It's
it's
great.
great. It's
Yeah.
great. I mean, I
Mhm.
do this for a living. Like it's
Indeed.
amazing.
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
love it.
Indeed.
And I'm just gonna keep on keeping on. Hopefully we'll hit 1,000,000.
Absolutely.
But
People, you heard it. Come on, let's put him to a
onward and
million.
upward to 1,000,000,
Exactly.
But
Exactly.
the thing is, like, other kinds of not just other genres, but other like broader YouTube stuff, like
Mhm.
content,
Mhm.
will net much more, much higher subscription, and not just subscriber counts, but like broader content. Of course, will give you a wider audience, and what I do is
Definitely.
pretty niche, which is fine with me because it's the niche that I care about the most, which
Right.
which is gear and music and songwriting, and mostly songwriting these days
And you
more
have a
than anything
strong
else.
following with that. So that's the point.
Yeah, and it's been actually
Right.
I was a little scared to be pushing more songwriting stuff
Right.
because the channel is literally called Gear Gods. Like,
Right.
how can I just
Right.
how can I be like, no, I'm not really gonna do much gear stuff. I'm gonna talk about songwriting. Like people who
Right.
subscribed for a review of a fucking guitar or something are
Right.
we're gonna be like, why am I watching this video on how to write a riff or whatever?
Right.
But the response has been outrageously great. And
Definitely.
like the last couple of weeks, the only thing that I've put out on the channel aside from doing my live stream has been reactions to the songwriting
Oh yeah.
contest entry that people are doing, and
Mhm.
people fucking love it, and it makes me so happy because I was worried that if I
Right.
pushed the content in a certain direction, the audience wouldn't be on board, but the response has been
Right.
amazing, and
I
it's
mean, that's
way more
how
fun for me
I
to do.
stumbled upon your channel in Twitch as well. You were writing a song at that time, and that's how I stumbled upon your channel. And then that's what I've been noticing, and that's a great thing. And just the thing that you mentioned here as well had been my fear as well. That has kept me away from doing so many things on the internet. It's insane, especially for the fact that, living in Finland for a long period of time, you start becoming very self-cautious about doing things publicly or basically on the internet. So it's like a very not in a bad way, but in a good way that the whole environment is so that the introvert element or the keeping yourself away from the public eye is kind of usual here. So it's not like it's a bad thing to be seen, or if you go public
Yeah.
that everybody sees you bad in a bad light or
I
something like
have
that.
I have learned that about Finnish people. They're very private, very
Mhm.
kinda closed off,
Oh
not
yeah.
yeah,
Right. Exactly. And that's
very
what
interesting.
just what you said about like being afraid of like how it's gonna be, how the reaction will be, but you just did it and it's been positive, right? That same thing happened to me with my because I used to be a troubadour musician, and now I wouldn't say like a full-on troubadour guy, but I had troubadour shows as well around Helsinki area or a couple of
Oh,
other
wow.
cities. So I was planning to do that for a long time on the Twitch channel, right? But I was always afraid that I was like, I don't know, the channel was supposed to be like this. I don't know, where is it gonna go? And by chance, it just lifted off. And now I've realized, hey, it wasn't that bad. Same thing happened about writing a song. That's what I've done actually, which is the drummer of Amon Amarth, Jukka Valgren.
Jukka, yeah.
He's gonna be
cool.
on as well. He's a great guy. He's a great guy. We became friends like mutually through being at different festivals, but not really meeting, and then this Twitch thing and so on. It just has started to bring all these musicians together as well, which is amazing. So the fear pushed me out, and just doing these things regarding like looking at you, how you have put the hard work into things, just stepping out of that, comfort zone and just doing it and like taking it in. I haven't seen, even if they're negative, there are always going to be negative things that are going to come your way. Everybody's going to, dislike your video, or something's going to happen anyways, right?
Yeah, we somehow have a fucking thumbs down on this video. Like,
that's great. You know what? That's
but
great.
It doesn't matter. It's fine.
Because I've started to enjoy that, because this is what the people don't understand. Actually, it's beneficial for any video, even if you dislike it too.
True. Just interaction.
Exactly. So one way or the other, I mean, like, many people don't understand these new YouTube algorithms as well, which is insane.
Nobody understands the algorithm.
No, man, it's like, what the fuck?
Algorithm is our new god.
Yeah.
We make offerings unto the algorithm and hope that it fucking favors us.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, look, like, no matter what. Oh, now there's a second thumbs down. Look
That's
at that.
great.
That's hilarious.
There you go. That's the interaction.
But what's hilarious to me is that somebody who does that, like how fucking pathetic do you have to be,
right,
to thumbs down somebody who's doing a thing? Like, we're just out here, we're just hanging out, but like, we are doing.
Yeah, at least doing something.
Even if it's
getting
not
something
good.
Out. Yeah.
If this sucks.
Yeah.
Like, great.
The best saying is, if you have nothing better to say, shut the fuck up. Right? If you have nothing better to say. So if you have nothing to appreciate, get the fuck out of the room then. Why do you have to disrespect somebody? Like, why? If you don't like it, no problem. Stand up. It's a free world. Change the fucking YouTube video. Are you paying for it? No. So I mean, like, what?
Yeah. And so, like, it doesn't bother me,
right,
like the haters. Okay, it doesn't bother me that much. It keeps some people from putting themselves out there. They worry about that.
Right.
And that's fine. Like, you do your thing. Like, some people just aren't made to put themselves out there, and I can understand that. First and foremost, it takes a pretty healthy amount of narcissism to want to, like, literally put your, like, I fucking stare at myself for hours a day, either in the camera monitor or editing myself as I'm shooting myself. You have to be a little bit of a narcissist.
And you have to accept it as well. At least
a little bit.
Yeah.
Right. But you also have to, you have to you have to let go of the fear of being judged, because if you make all your decisions based on fear, you're just never going to go anywhere. Like, you're not going to do anything cool.
Right.
And at least on the internet.
Right.
But if you don't, people
but that's the other thing which you just
so
said very nicely.
Safe.
Exactly. But you said just nicely as well that actually this thumbs down thing or things like that actually puts many of the other upcomers or newcomers, actually disappoint them that, holy shit, it's not worth it. Fuck it. I mean, maybe there is a hidden talent which is coming after that 10th video that we don't know about. Why not to encourage? What's wrong with the encouragement? And the same thing that you talked about, like narcissism a little bit. Yeah. I mean, you guys think that it's so much easier? I bet on $100 for you guys to try at least come close to what Trey is doing. I'll pay out of my pocket. Come close to what Trey is doing every day and night, and release the video and get that kind of feedback, and live with it every day. If you're able to do it, hats off. I'll give you.
How many videos I have on my channel?
Right, exactly.
I have.
Please do tell.
I think it's something like 1,700 that I've put up over the last 8 years, and
wow.
Only now feeling like I'm hitting the kinds of numbers that I'm starting to be reasonably happy about.
Right.
And it's I mean, it's fucking hard.
Yes, sir.
First of all, it's hard to convince people that you can make a living doing this, because a lot of people have started and quit because getting paid to do this as a living, it's tricky. To get to a point where you can do that, you have to feel like you've got something to offer. First of all, there's so much crazy good shit out there. Like, I don't feel like I'm nearly on the level of like most of my guitar playing friends, and I'm pretty good. Like, I've been playing for 26 years, give or take, and I'm like reasonably good at the guitar. But like people like yourself, like I know Per Nilsson, and like the level of guitar talent that I see in people is that I know is fucking outrageous. So I don't feel like I can compete in that arena,
and we shouldn't compete.
But and it's not compete so much, but like, why would somebody come to me for guitar tips when then there's like music is win or whatever? But you have to get over that, because McDonald's and Burger King both exist. Like literally a 5-minute walk from here, there's a Burger King across the street from the McDonald's. Okay.
Yep.
Sometimes you feel like Burger King, sometimes you feel like McDonald's. People come to me for my take.
Sure. Precisely.
And that's great.
Precisely.
And somebody mentioned In and Out in the in the chat. Exactly. Like all of these different things, like you have to believe that you do have something of value that people want, and there's only one way to find out if you do or not. But
look at it this way: this took me a very long period of time to get over with. I've been a kid that has been brought up with 80s or let's say 70s music. In that sense, like at the age of 4, I was introduced to Dio. Right. Since then, I've been about Dio. I've been about Whitesnake. I've been about Iron Maiden. Singing wise, like let's say singers were which has influenced me the most in the beginning, because of course the guitar players came slightly later. But there was a time that I literally punched a kid in the school because he called Dio a midget. So I would never listen. Yeah, I mean, I still remember that. I really punched him pretty bad. Wow. That I was like suspended as well. I've lived in that zone of where I did not accept Korn, I did not accept Disturbed, I did not accept all this new wave of nu metal. Absolutely none. It was supposed to be Metallica, Dio, Sabbath, all the oldies goldies, and anything new coming out was a fucking no-go. I was like out of the window. But you come to a point when you start doing things by yourself as well, and you start really realizing. I was a guy that really used to despise Ozzy, and I'm saying it out loud in public now for the first time, actually. I despised Ozzy Osbourne.
I don't know. I'm kidding.
But it all changed. It all changed because I started doing things myself as well, and realizing that, hey, wait a minute. The world doesn't just end here. The same thing that you said, McDonald's, Burger King, there's another joint, and this and that, this and that, and this and that. Like, this all makes us today a society which we are. If it was only existing, let's say, nothing else than Deep Purple or Jimi Hendrix, like, what would have been there? There would have been nothing then. So are we going to live in that bubble as well all the time? Like, we're not going to give any space to the new ones and to, expand into new horizons. I think this is something that what the world should at least get away from and start doing. Like, yeah, well, you're not metal enough if you don't if you don't do this or don't do that. Like, what?
I despise metal culture.
In that sense, I do too. That's the most close-minded fucking culture.
So I think really the actual problem is culture in general. I've figured out anything like, oh, this culture, camera culture, wine culture, like it's always fucking terrible because it's has almost nothing to do with the thing that it's about, but metal culture, I think because I'm so steeped in it, I fucking hate it. I think the attitudes are terrible because of basically what you're talking about.
Right.
I mean, you don't want to like base your life around the comment section because people who take the time a lot of the time is
I mean, those crazy
whatever, but
amazing nuttards who have amazing time to even make a comment, they could have spent that time to encourage someone or encourage themselves to create something instead of like making that much time spent on writing that fucking one genius comment that you thought about. Like, I mean, wow.
Guitar culture is another great example of just fucking terrible, like just a fucking shit show. But it's like, it's the same shit, exactly. And a lot just fucking boomer ass attitudes about the guitar and new stuff. And I hate that, and I want new things and new and exciting stuff. And we can't have nice things if people are gonna be that shitty about it, dude. I think Greta Van Fleet is the best example of this. Okay, dude, every fucking boomer ass commenter for like the last 10 years is like, oh man, these fucking new shred kids, they got no feeling. It's gotta you gotta go back and listen to the classics like Led Zeppelin. And along like just the thing that they were begging for arrived. Okay, Greta Van Fleet, young kids, got the Zeppelin-esque style
vibe to it, yeah.
And those same dudes are like, oh, this just sounds like Led Zeppelin. Like, well, you fucking
asked for it, first of all.
This is what you asked for. Yeah. You got it, and you don't like it. Oh, well, what do you know? Go listen to Pliny instead. Like, go listen to like new, exciting guitarists.
Right.
Listen to Ichika, like, or whatever. Because the next thing has arrived.
Exactly.
What the fuck are you doing? Right. Like, cool. You want to listen to Led Zeppelin? Exactly. Fuck off. What are you following any of these pages for?
Right. Exactly.
That,
it's like we have come to a point where the human race has come to, because it's so much accessible for us to even, we literally used to be a society, or like our human race used to be that if we were to supposedly take a shit, we would go in a corner so nobody else can see us, but just us and our shit menacing job that we do. Now, literally, we would showcase our shit as well. That, wait a minute, let me shit here and show it to you.
That's basically my whole channel.
Like, look at this. No, like, this is the accessibility that we have today. But still, you give that to the people, which they wanted, they would not accept it. But they will ask for things, and when you give them, they would not accept it. They would want something else. It's like, it's a never-ending story of, like, a shit show. So why can't we be so that, hey, wait a minute, it's great as it is, what it is. We are exploring. We are just exploring. That's what we are here for, right? Like, everybody, I'm going to learn from you. You're going to learn from me. I'm going to learn from him, her, them, or whatever. Like, why do we have to become so picky in everything that we really, take? Like, hey, Gear Gods, what the hell? Where's the new video? I was waiting for it. Well, here's the new video. Oh, well, that was not what I was asking for. What?
I think part of it is that the level of quality of everything has just shot through the roof. Like, the ability to make top-notch quality content, art, music, visuals, everything is so, the standard is so high right now that you got your pick of the litter. Like, I'm having trouble keeping up. I'm spending a lot of money trying to make my videos look and sound really good, because it's hard. Like, it's there's the accessibility, not just to artists and people and personalities, but to the equipment and skills to do it,
Correct.
um, is outrageous right now, and
True.
it's so great. And
I'm
you just do it.
I'm gonna ask now. The funny thing that we are talking about the whole YouTube and particularly about you starting off with that thing. How did that happen? That I've been very interested to know. That what happened? When did you start? You just mentioned for the past 8 years, like you have 1,700 videos right there. Well, do you remember still the moment, like the first video out there? Like, whoa, wait a minute. Like, I'm gonna do
Yeah.
this and see what happens. And why did it all happen? What was the force
So
behind it?
it's actually kind of an interesting story, and I've talked about it on like podcasts before,
Right.
and that kind of thing a little bit. But the situation actually changed kind of recently.
Mm-hmm.
So I actually started out as an employee, if you can believe it.
Uh
So
huh.
I answered an ad on Metal Sucks
I see.
because they were looking for
Right.
an editor in chief for this new website that they were creating,
Right.
that the Blast Beat Network was creating, and
Mm-hmm.
that became Gear Gods. And I got in on the ground floor as like a basically a like additional writer. Like they paid me whatever, some dog shit to write some posts on the website.
Right.
And at the time there was no YouTube channel. And actually, as part of my audition or whatever, I actually shot the first episode of Rigged for the
Uh huh.
channel, which is like our rig rundown series, because my friends in the band Cormorant, this
Right.
kind of black metal band, were recording an album, and so
Right.
I just borrowed a camera. I went in and I just shot a whole rig rundown of what they were doing in the studio, and I edited it. I did actually an enormous interview with them too, which I don't think anybody has basically ever watched because it's so long and so boring. I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. But I just, once again, sheer
Mm.
force of will, just made it happen, and
Right.
that was the first video that went on the channel.
Right.
Uh, and I had no, what's the word? I had no ambitions to be a YouTuber. I
Oh
had
wow.
no
Wow.
I had no ambitions to be even really a like a gear guy, like a
Mm-hmm.
gear anything. Like I happen to know more about gear and metal bands who are using what gear and what kind of stuff, and so that it was a great nexus of all of my skills and interests.
Right.
You know what I mean? And then I was like, wow, like this is something that I could do and it's fun, and okay. Started to have a little success with it, started to like I mean, it's it's been a long been a long journey, a lot of different
Absolutely.
parts, and there's a lot of it's yeah, a lot of different moving parts that I've had to navigate and learn how to do. But like you were saying before, the jackass of all trades, that's me. Like there are I'm sure there's something that I do that's the best that I'm the best at for my of the things that I do.
Right.
I don't know what it is because I have to be like moderately good at so many different things. I have to be good at talking on camera. I have to be good at shooting video, lighting, editing
Yeah.
video, like I have to know
Man,
enough about the gear to
my hats
understand
off.
the context and what it's for and all that kind of stuff. Um
My
now
hats off. Like honestly speaking, I mean, like since I have gotten into the doing a little bit of this shit as well, I mean, my respect for you guys, particularly, like I would have to say, like, uh, for you particularly, has gone skyrocketed up because I've seen you since a long time doing a lot of stuff. And like every time that I try to do something, I always go like, how the fuck these guys have been doing it? Like, how the fuck
well
do they like, keep up even? So,
it's literally just the same it's the same shit. I didn't uh like I never set out to be okay, this is a thing that I say a lot. I didn't sit down at my first guitar lesson when I was 12 and I was like, okay, how do I play
Yeah.
Smells Like Teen Spirit, and what are the shortcuts and hotkeys for Premiere Pro so that I can learn how to edit video really? Like, no, you just want to get good at making
Right.
music and then get it out to the world. And you have like that's the barrier that you have to get through to get from to
Point
get
A
your
to B.
music
Yeah.
in front of people, or your music or your content or whatever. Like I never took a course on how to edit videos or anything.
Right.
I just fucking started
Correct.
and did a shitty job. I think people are worried about doing a shitty job. I talk about this in my songwriting videos. People are so scared of making something that sucks that they literally won't even start. And it's fucking terrible. Like you gotta like how many shitty songs do you write before you get to the good ones? It's like hundreds. I've written hundreds and hundreds of terrible songs,
Exactly.
some of which have been put out to the public. Okay.
Exactly.
And now I just,
Exactly.
I gotta like I've gotten to a point where I think I'm pretty good at it. I have a songwriting course coming out in the next few months.
Oh, that's nice.
And
That's awesome.
because it's the thing of all the things that I do, that's the thing that I care about the most.
Right.
I don't know, whatever. People probably don't like my music, but I care the most about good songwriting.
Right.
And I want to help people to do it better because there's mainly because I see so much terrible stuff out there. And just like noob mistakes, stuff that's holding people back from getting their music out into the world and having people care about it. But like that's like I've shot and edited this whole course myself, and like I have to like if you want people to hear your music, you have to know how to program drums and record yourself a little bit, and and the only way to get there is to do a fucking shitty job for a little while. Same with songwriting. Like just like nobody has to hear it, but you gotta fucking do it. Like
Absolutely.
you gotta do a shitty job at first. Like, dude, if you go back and watch that first video on the channel, the quality is fucking terrible. I had no idea what I was doing. I probably shouldn't have put it out there into the world. But
that's
you
how
still
you
have
start.
to do it. Even if
Exactly.
you do it and delete it, you have to fucking do it. You can't
Exactly.
you can't be so scared that the thing you're gonna do is bad that you don't do it, because the only way to get to good is through shitty. Like you don't
Exactly.
like as an infant, you weren't like, man, I don't know if I'm gonna be any good at this walking thing. I see this guy doing it. It's like he's like an expert. What am I? No, you just fucking do it, and then you're done. Like eventually you get good at it. It's the same.
Exactly.
It's the same shit. Like I don't like love Premiere Pro.
Right.
I'm
by the way DaVinci guy.
Oh, get the fuck! I'm just kidding. DaVinci's great.
Exactly.
I'm addicted to Adobe the way that we talked about, like certain.
Why are you frozen?
Like Mac and like.
Oh, there you are. Yeah. I mean, I believe that's the. Why are you frozen, man? What happened?
I don't know. My connection's pretty good. Oh, actually, here, let me do this. I forgot that I have a hardwired connection in my. For some reason, the Wi-Fi was still on. Let's see if that improves.
Ouch.
I mean, I've been freezing a little bit on and off here, but I think they can hear the.
Now, man, I tell you, definitely, that was the talk of Adobe. That's it. That's what Adobe is good at doing, freezing things. Like, immediately talked about Adobe, froze everything. Like, okay, here we are.
But yeah, it's like it's a little bit of
It makes life easier. Let's put it that way. Sure.
Person is a sickness. Okay, it's a fucking sickness. It's an addiction. I can't not create things. Like I actually I dated a girl that asked me like what the thing is that I can't live without. Like what's the thing that I could, if I had nothing else, that I would continue living, and that's the ability to create anything. And part of that is just part of it is just out of sheer fucking ignorance. Like I don't know that I can't do something, so I
Mhm.
just go for it. You
Man,
know,
I
I
mean, my
like
first video I edited, which I've actually, it's sitting on the internet, it's sitting on YouTube, but I'm not telling anybody where it is sitting.
it's
I've-
unlisted.
no, it is sitting publicly. I mean, nobody's
Oh,
able
okay.
to find it. I'm pretty certain about it because I
I'm
know
clicking
for
on
a
your.
fact this one band that we did a cover of uh, did see that. It was pretty interesting. Long story short, I did that with a couple of my friends on fucking Sony Ericsson's phone, right? We shot that. We didn't know how the song goes, so we mimicked it how it is played on the guitar. We did it in a fucking living room. And
Wow.
we did it without with socks on and fucking like when I see it now, it's hilarious as fuck. And we made it. We made the editing be what was it? Like the whole thing was done in a day, and we edited in Windows Movie Maker.
Oh my god.
I mean,
Yeah,
that's what I'm
dude.
talking about. So if
Fucking,
you're
you
able
know
to do
Ben Eller?
that, yeah, I know
Do you
by
know
name.
Ben Eller, Uncle Ben? Until literally like a week ago, Homeboy had been editing every single video on his channel in iMovie. In
Wow.
iMovie.
Wow.
He just got Final Cut. But it doesn't matter because
Exactly.
I mean, that's the other thing too. Like, if the content is good,
Right.
the production I mean, his production quality was mostly fine.
Right.
But it doesn't really matter because he was putting out great shit and he had something important and useful to say. So of course people, and his personality is great and it shines through. It's just
Right.
like a great song will always shine through shitty production. Almost always. And like poor performances, whatever. Like, I don't know. Like, great songwriting is
Right.
the most important thing in the song. Who is it? Josh. No. Fuck, I can't remember the drummer's name. Rock drummer, studio dude. He's like, the cure for a shitty snare drum is a hit song. So like, you know, and like
Right.
until you're gonna be like I'll never be Michael Bay. Okay, my videos are never gonna look fucking Hollywood amazing.
You
Okay,
don't never say never. Justin Bieber right there.
well, I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna keep trying. I spent $4,000 on this camera that you're looking at me
Man,
through.
honestly,
Okay,
I was
like,
just going to say that because I did not put the I've been watching your screen through my Streamlabs on my left side, and I did not put the Discord till now. And when I did, like that fucking camera is crisp as F.
yeah,
Wow.
it's amazing.
Like this is
Oh,
the first
actually,
time I'm seeing through Discord like a video that's making me go like, oh wow,
Yeah.
it's very nice. I like.
It's absolutely worth it. So,
Right.
the dude who just commented,
Right.
Cletus Christ, says he was forced to make music in GarageBand. Check this out. So Cletus has been submitting music on my
Oh yeah.
live stream,
Right.
and yes, it was Josh Freese. Thank you, Ilis. So the homie's been making music in GarageBand,
Mhm.
and I listened to it, and I absolutely, the first thing that I heard from him, I 100% thought the drums were fucking real.
Wow.
The production was great.
Awesome.
It sounded super legit. He does this kind of like Sabbath worship, like sort of
Right.
thing. Like it sounds like, you know, kind of like doomy, and did it all in GarageBand, and like
Nice.
it
Exactly.
doesn't fucking really matter what it is that you're
using or like what's the
what you're using.
source?
You just
Yeah,
gotta
exactly.
be, you gotta get good at it. Like I record everything in Pro Tools. I got plenty of things to complain about in Pro Tools, but I've been using it for 15 years. I can do everything that I need to do,
Mhm.
and like
Exactly.
you just
Exactly.
gotta fucking do it. And because
Exactly.
you'll never, like, if you worry about getting to like that fucking Francis Ford Coppola whatever level of beautiful video and everything, you'll just never put anything out. Like if you hold yourself to that high of a standard, you'll
Right.
just never do it. So you have to go through being shitty at it.
And that's how
So
you learn
I
things as well.
embrace being shitty.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like just yesterday or day before yesterday, I came across a very interesting video about an Indian actor. It was a very amazing motivational speech that I listened to. Cut short into that point, what you just said right now was what he said. Look at Thomas Edison, for instance. You know, before he made that one bulb work, that literally one bulb work, he made hundreds before that and failed. But yet he kept going till that one bulb worked. And he said, all right, that it is. But the lesson out of that was not that, okay, this is how you make the bulb and this is how it works. The lesson was that there are 100 other ways where it doesn't work. And that's how you learn. Exactly. At the end of the day, the things that you would do 100 times in your DAW or anywhere else, you would get to know, okay, this is not the way it works. But you got to do it. You can't just be jumping over the same thing about the songwriting you said. You can't think of like, I just gonna make a song and it's gonna be the hit song in the world, like the greatest song in the world. I mean, even that is a ripoff right there from Our Lovely Stairway to Heaven. I mean,
what I say is, I eat failure for breakfast. Like you have to get to a point where you fail, and instead of getting mad or upset, or even if you do get mad or upset and somehow unhappy or whatever, you do it again anyways. You just go and it's fine, because there's this onus on failure. Like, oh, I failed. Like what the fuck? Like people who are amazing at the things that they do failed over and over and over and over again.
Oh, yeah.
Like
Absolutely.
you think like, oh no, you like put out something with oh, excuse me, like
no worries. It's like the same way, like since I started to do the live streams as well, I've started to really come to in terms with my showcasing my mistakes as well. I don't want to be that Instagram, like a fucking bedroom Instagrammer that is precisely perfect every time
everything's
the
perfect.
video goes out. It's like
Even
amazing.
though it's the 900th take.
Right. I'm pretty fine with showcasing, like, hey, this is how I do mistakes. Every single guitar player on this fucking planet does mistakes like that as well. But we are just afraid.
Even if you did want to do that,
right,
you still have to do those 900 takes to get the perfect take to put on Instagram.
Precisely. Yeah, exactly. And we just go on there and see like, oh my God, he's the best player in the world. And you try to put him on the stage in front of even 100 people. That guy shits his pants off and just walks off the stage. Heard that story, seen that story. Don't want to name people in it. But anyways, now there's an interesting question by one of my mods to you, was regarding the Gear Gods as well, regarding the in the context of the first episode that you have done, right? So, asked by Syndicated, who is in the chat as well, that who's been the most intimidating person that you met during the rig rundowns or interviews?
Intimidating.
That you might like. I nice to meet you. I'm Trey.
So let's see. So I think we've done about 100 episodes of Rigged. I think the most famous person that I did one with, let's see, is this right? I mean, that's pretty relative, but is Zach Wild, who is actually not at all intimidating. It was intimidating at first because I was like, oh my God, it's Zach Wild. He is the silliest person I have maybe ever met in my fucking life, like to a fault. He's unbelievably silly, and being around him is such a fucking hoot. If you watch any of the videos that we've done together, we always do like a I mean, he's a comedian. Like, I would fucking love to see him do stand up. I would love it. He is hilarious. But we do these,
I follow him on Instagram, and his every episode is priceless. Yeah.
Man root smashing. Dude, he's outrageous. So we do these silly fucking videos where like we punch each other, and crazy. Like at first I was kind of intimidated.
Right.
But I don't know if that qualifies.
Of course it does.
I did. We did like Winery Dogs, and what was the other one with Portnoy? What's his fucking band with Derek Sherinian and Bumblefoot? Why am I blanking? Sons of Apollo.
Yeah, Apollo. Shit, man, come
But
on,
you
for
know what?
heck.
Like,
Yeah.
pretty much everyone that I've shot those with has been fucking great. Like, I don't, I haven't really like fangirled out in a very long time. I
Mhm.
once the only well, yeah, it's never been weird or bad or really all that intimidating. It's mostly been fucking great. Like those guys were great. I was late to the Winery Dogs thing, and
Ouch.
Portnoy could have easily been pissed at me, and he wasn't. He was cool as shit.
Oh wow,
Um,
cool. That's pretty
um,
nice.
at the Sons of Apollo one, Billy Sheehan
Right.
was incredible. You should watch that one because he is so knowledgeable and
Right.
so nice. And that was probably my favorite one because as I'm filming the thing, I'm like listening to like what he's saying and like just his like absolute outrageous knowledge. And of
Mhm.
course, he's the best rock bass player alive.
True.
But he still fucking crushing it and like super knowledgeable, still really cares about every
Mhm.
single aspect, trying all the new technology. You know, he's using the Helix now. He's always he knew like the material of the speakers in his cabs, you know?
What the
Like
hell?
he's like, I gotta use like neodymium, like whatever. Like I don't even remember, but um that's so great to me. I can't think of any that have been intimidating. I
Right.
did Blind Guardian,
Mhm.
which was I think only with the techs.
Mhm.
Uh, I don't think I met anybody in the band. I can't remember, but that was a big one for me because I love them so much. And the guitar player sent me a thank you email. Like, "Hey, thanks for coming out," and I was like, "What the fuck? You're
That's
so
pretty
nice.
sweet.
I love you so much." Um, uh, yeah,
Okay,
it's
so
mostly been
who is the
great.
one that you would say that you would love to interview, or somebody
Well,
you are
that
still
I
waiting
haven't
for?
yet?
Yeah.
Well, I wanna do all of Dream Theater. So by
Nice.
far my most, like, famous interview, when I ask people what their favorite video of mine is, it's
Mhm.
usually the one where I interviewed Petrucci dressed up as Petrucci, which is also the first time I ever met him.
Nice.
And, like, if you remember me saying that I basically
Right.
play the guitar
Yeah.
still because of him,
Mhm.
I
Mhm.
literally met him in costume and in character because we had no time.
Holy dang.
I had to just
Yeah.
we had 15 minutes with him. I had to just get it done, knock it out. And so uh
Right.
but I want to do a full band rigged video with them at
Right.
some point. I mean, that's like I think I could probably do it. I mean, it, I've been very lucky to meet all of my heroes. You know, they say don't meet your heroes,
Yeah.
and I think there are probably circumstances where that is true. Some people are just dicks, like
I
whatever. But
I would,
in my
yeah.
experience, I've had just only great experiences,
I would
except,
actually,
yeah.
yeah, please accept
Well,
if you want to
the
talk
drummer for
about.
As I Lay Dying stood me up on a video shoot we were supposed to do. I fucking went to the moon and back to make this thing happen, and like just basically ghosted me after I dragged all of this equipment to shoot this fucking video.
Why would somebody want
and
to do
uh
that?
and now they you know fuck that band.
Yeah, what the
I
fuck?
used to be a huge fan of them, but I'm happy to say fuck them because like if you're gonna bring back the Murder Man,
Mm-hmm.
you will no longer have support from me.
Oh,
Anyway,
true that.
that's neither here
True
nor
that.
there.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
everything else has been so fucking great, and that's hilarious because they're like, like 2002 metalcore band wants to
Right.
stand me up, but um, you know, Billy Sheehan will give me the time of day, and Zach Wild, who's a much bigger deal than your shitty metalcore band, is gonna like take a lot of time to spend with me and hang out.
Precisely.
Like, so it's overall been so great that how could I possibly complain?
Right. The thing that you were talking about regarding meeting your idols or meeting your heroes, I would actually say, if you have the chance to do it, do it. And if you have the chance to get to know them, that is the best thing. Because the thing that I learned the most in my life changed after meeting my idols. The only one that I regret not having the chance to do so is Dio. Like, dude, that is it. I mean, because for me, he still is. I mean, everything. I mean, that guy.
He died on my birthday.
Oh, fucking.
So every year I wake up on my birthday and it's like rip Dio, 7-10 years gone. Like, it just, I mean, whatever. That's a pretty selfish reason to be upset about it, because
yeah, exactly. I totally get it. I totally get it.
But yeah. But I mean,
why I say that meeting your idols is because you get to really know, in a good terms, of course. I've had very good experiences, but you get to really know that you're not that different after all, you know, because you still are human. The only difference is they have created something that you wish to create, and you still strive to create. Rest is the same. Sometimes, to be frankly speaking, they're more dumber than you are.
Well, a lot of them they're able to create these amazing, great things because they're very single-minded. And then a lot of them are like, they're min-maxed. They're super, super amazing at this one thing, and maybe they're a little socially awkward, or maybe they just and that's more true, I think, of older musicians and bands, because you could get away with being like that because you would probably be on a record label. They would take care of all that shit. All you had to do was show up and play your instrument. But these days you have to be a multimedia genius to get anywhere.
Precisely.
Which is why there are a lot of guitar players and musicians who are infinitely better than me, who aren't doing as well as I am, because I know how to put it on the internet in the right way or whatever. But a great example of what you're talking about was, and more, was at NAMM. I finally got to meet Yari.
Yeah.
And I mean, I love Wintersun so much. I mean, it's amazing getting to talk to you too. Obviously,
likewise,
Yari, like, Wintersun is Yari's baby, and I got into Wintersun in college around the time that the first album came out, and when you guys played on the boat, I think I told you this before, but I had a fucking spiritual experience. Like, like, going back to that, you guys played the whole first album.
Yes.
So good. Fuck, you guys sounded so awesome playing on the top deck.
Man.
Isaac will attest to this, because nobody has ever seen me lose my fucking mind like this. I was up there, like, I was hanging off of a railing.
Yeah, because it was damn
things,
fucking,
fucking screaming along to every word. That doesn't really happen to me. I'm a pretty jaded music fan. And so that was just before NAMM 2020. Is that right?
Correct.
Or was it 2019? Yeah, 2020.
No.
Okay.
2020 NAMM, yes, right before that. Yes. Yeah, right.
Yeah. No, I think it was because this year it was the boat first and then NAMM. Usually it's the other way around. So, and I met Yari at NAMM at the Skirvison booth, I think. I was just like, oh. And not only was he like very gracious and nice and agreed to a little interview, he was like, "Oh, you're Trey from Gear Gods. I watch your videos." And I was like, like, that shit happens to me now.
Right. Yeah.
And I feel the level of gratitude that I feel to be able to have that kind of thing happen, where I can meet my heroes and they already know who I am, is fucking outrageous, because I'm just some jackass that makes videos on the internet. Like,
no, man.
Like,
of course, you are doing the work that, to be frankly speaking, as you said, there is space and spot for everybody in this community that we have. What you are doing, a fucking top end musician would not be able to do as well. Which means the way that you have brought down so many, gear rundowns and so on, and helping people out understand so much about gears, this and that, and so on. Not just that, with a lot of content that you've been pulling out. And like even the top end, like the best musician would not be able to do it as well. Only him knowing even not his own gear, he needs sometimes maybe technicians to tell him, well, by the way, what did you put there today? So Dave told me, he was
Steve
like,
Vai is like that.
Right.
I think. He's always trying new stuff and everything, but he's actually not very tech savvy. He's so min-maxed. He cares about performance. Like, dude,
exactly.
He can play any fucking guitar he could ever possibly want, and he always comes back to like his old shoe guitars. He's got like the Flow and Evo, and and he's, but all like the level to which he is min-maxed in his performance and composition, nobody can touch him.
Exactly.
And so like it's not like I don't really think it's that cool that I can be like, well, actually it sounds a little bit better because you have a 10 resistance capacitor, like 250 what's the fucking? I don't even know. I'm actually not even tech savvy enough to have the name Gear Gods. It's just a catchy title, but like that kind of thing. You know what I mean? But I like being the jackass of all trades.
Yeah, I totally understand that
because I don't have the focus to be the Steve Vai. I like being I like being the Gear God, but I think I forget where I was going with that. I lost my train of thought.
No, we were just talking about like it's nice to have met your idols in a way, or the heroes, because you get to know yourself slightly better as well, and that the ice, like it's the icebreaker in your own world as well, that you're able to go like, wait a minute, man, we have so much in common as well, and in so many ways I could do so many other things that the other person can't do. That means it gives you that encouragement, that wait a minute, I can do it. I can go out, push myself out there as well. And in many cases I would have to say that Wintersun was the band that actually really, really helped me, especially Yari. I have to give the hats off to him, because he really believed in like, because I was still considered to be the underdog in that way, even though I was in the industry for a longer period of time. But nobody believed when I applied for Wintersun as a guitar player, because I just told you in the beginning that, I was known as a vocalist. And everybody was like, well, what? So me getting there, doing that, kind of pushed me to the boundaries that I can. Like, anybody can, basically. It's just you don't get the encouragement, you don't get that push. And if you keep striving for it, running after it, that push will come. Because even very close people in my life did not even believe in me as to be able to achieve what I did. And I'm openly talking about it. So I'm like, what the fuck? I mean, if only you guys were behind me, I would have like broken down fucking mountains, but that wasn't the case. But maybe that was meant to be that way, because it taught me, the process. And meeting, all because of Wintersun, I was able to meet so many of my, like the people that I looked up to, and people that I never thought that I would be able to, even work with, for instance. And then eventually it just came to a point I was like, holy shit, the back and forth, the love and appreciation. It's the same way that I've known you all along from Gear Gods. And when we talked, it was already like the mutual respect was there. So it's like, wow, it's cool. I mean, like the things that you are able to do, I really learn from as well, and look up to, in that sense that, wait a minute, I'm gonna maybe some little bit of a secrets of this sauce, I am going to take into my own context. So, I mean,
the secret sauce recipes,
right.
Well, I think the thing that a lot of people drastically undervalue that you've got, that a lot of us have, people think that from the outside, it looks like, I don't know, like you might have to be very, very talented at your instrument. You might have to have a certain look. You might have to, but nobody stops to think about you have to have a fucking top notch attitude. You have to be a person that people can get along with. Like,
True.
I mean, how
True.
many people auditioned for the Wintersun role? Like my friend Garrett Peters did.
Oh
He
yeah.
fucking shreds. Like, I'm sure there are plenty of people who could play the material, um, but if they're not easy to get along with, um, like have a good attitude, have
Right.
a professional working attitude, they're not gonna
Right.
get the fucking gig.
Right. Exactly.
I'm gonna have to stop for a second. I gotta go to the bathroom because I've
Ah yeah.
polished both of these off. So I'm gonna
Oh
take a
wow.
quick two
Sure.
minutes.
No worries.
Is
No
that
worries.
cool? And
Because I'll
you
answer a couple of questions here as well. So no worries.
do it. I'll be right
Um,
back. Hold on, let
sure.
me exit the kill room.
So, somebody asked me here about the Wintersun album. Let me check it out. I hope you guys are enjoying the talk. I'm definitely enjoying it. I mean, like this is getting more and more exciting and better and better. And of course, we're gonna wrap it up soon. Also, I mean, like I'm not gonna take much of time of Trey, but I was asked about any news on the Wintersun album by Dystopian Productions. The new material is being worked on by Yari, and as soon as the um, stuff comes on the way, then it would be on the way. When it comes out, it will come out. But so far, what I can tell you is that the new work is underway. And I've heard the material. Great stuff. You can actually check out the update that we did about a month ago regarding the whole new album stuff on the Facebook page of Wintersun, and you would see that what all the details about the other albums or album particularly we're talking about here, because Yadi had been working on 4 albums simultaneously, but one of them had taken a step forward. When it would come out, can't say it. When it's gonna get done, can't say it. We can't say it, meaning that we don't know. Even Yadi doesn't know. So, voila. When it would come out, it would come out. We can hope for it to come out as soon as possible. But hoping and assuming is something that I don't want to live by. So I'm not going to be living by the fact that, okay, we give you a promise here that, hey, yeah, by 2021, at the end of it, things are going to get done. Is the same thing regarding my albums, regarding Damnation Plan and True Cult Club as well, even though True Cult Club's material for the album, like literally we have material for the next album as well, but we haven't been able to release the first album yet because the COVID hit our face. Bam! And we were supposed to be, conquering the world. And we did not. But this year, we are planning to release it by the end of the year. So that would be good. And with Damnation, it's the same plan. See what I did there? It's a Damnation plan. Exactly. Else than that, I mean, I have another band or a side project. I don't have a band because I was a hired gun. I still am the hired gun. And the side project is called The Circle. And that has released the debut album on the 23rd of April. So you are able to see it and hear it, actually, on all the streaming platforms. 3 videos have been released. One of them, or 2 of them, were lyrics videos, I believe so. The Circle Metal that you can check out. That is being done also. And then there was another question that was being asked, that what about getting Trey to have a guest appearance on one of the bands, either Wintersun, either Damnation, or True Cult Club. We'll see about it. I'm going to keep my options open. We never know, because those bands we didn't have come across any guest appearances yet. But with True Cult Club, there is a possibility. We never know. We'll see about that.
So did you leak the Time 2 release date?
Oh yeah, it's time to leak the Time 2 release date. Yeah, exactly.
I almost asked Yari about it when I interviewed him at NAMM, and I was like, no, I want him to be able to talk to me again at some point.
No, he doesn't mind. He doesn't mind. It's gonna be the same answer that you would get from me as well. It will come out when it will be ready.
It's out when
it
it's
will
out.
come out.
We'll
It's
all
like-
be here waiting. The question is it going to come out before or after the next Necrophagist album? Is the question. I think for sure.
I mean,
before.
to be frankly speaking, Wintersun is becoming probably already at the mark of the second longest, from album 1 to album 2 release. If you take out the forest season, so if you look at because it's been a while.
It's been a while.
Did you
play on the forest seasons?
Mm-mm. Nobody did.
Nobody did. It was
Else
all
than Yachty. Yeah.
It's
He
That's
used
what I figured.
He used the MIDI bass. He used the MIDI drums.
No shit. I was listening to it the other day and I was kind of like, I wonder if these are programmed. I thought maybe it was that. That you have confirmed it for me.
Yeah.
I mean, it makes sense. Like,
I mean,
it seemed like
acoustically,
it was super different.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, he wanted it that way as well. He kept it that way because he wanted to keep the raw element to it and push out something that he felt like doing the way he felt like doing it, So, Teemu has helped him out with a couple of guitar productions that he has done. But else than that, it's been all along Yachty.
Yeah, I mean, it's his brainchild.
Right.
He's the
he's the mastermind behind it.
Word? He's the mastermind.
Exactly.
I mean, that was the whole first album was that. Like, it was him and the drummer.
Kai Hato, precisely.
Yeah, Kai Hato.
Exactly.
I remember hearing that's how it was, and me, little Trey, back in college, being like, "Holy shit, this is all like just these two guys."
Mm-hmm.
Wow, how you gonna do all that stuff? How are you gonna be so good at everything? You're crazy. There's keyboards and all kinds of guitars. Wow.
Wow.
I was
I mean that album, first album,
Uh-huh.
still is mind-blowing album for me as well, because I mean there's everything in it. I mean, if you consider the guitar world, there's not a single technique that is not there in that album. Yeah. If you're able to nail that album down, you possibly can play anything out there. Possibly.
Yeah.
Possibly. Not the wise
stuff. I mean, he literally outsourced most of them for all of that stuff for live performance.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's, and that makes sense. Like, it's fucking hard shit.
Exactly. Exactly.
But yes. So, and it stood the test of time. It's production wise, songs, the whole thing, it all holds up. It's still so amazing.
True that. True that.
It
now,
makes me
Trey, coming now closer to the end of the stream. I'm not going to take much of your time, buddy. I mean, you have already
given
given
as much of my time as you like.
Thank you very
I
many.
literally, normally, I'm not even awake now, so I haven't actually lost any time at all.
Well, it's time we are talking about.
Yeah. This is time 2 right now. This is extra time.
Yes, absolutely. Now we are talking. Yeah, but I mean, you know that you're more than welcome to one of the new series that I actually started. It's called Lick Hub. So the thing about that is that you would be invited to teach me some of the licks and tricks that you do on the guitar. I would be learning from you.
I'd be surprised if there's anything that I could teach you, but
trust
I'm
me,
willing to try. You know why? Because I'm not scared of anything. I will just go for it.
Oh yeah, that would be fun.
We've already established that.
Exactly.
Like, rational thought and reasonable fear do not enter into the equation, which is will eventually be my downfall, I think. But right now, like, what do I have to lose?
Yeah, exactly.
If there's something I can teach, awesome. I want to know what it is.
Exactly.
I'm willing to fail.
You'd be surprised. You'd be surprised at how much you would be able to actually teach me.
I think everybody's got something to teach.
Exactly.
Somebody else. You know what I mean?
Precisely.
Maybe you can show me the right way to play Beyond the Dark Sun, because I've been playing it wrong forever. It's the only one that I ever learned any of.
Right. Well, So we can trade off, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, give her a little bit of this, a little bit of that.
A
Little
bit
column
this,
A, little column B. Little for
exactly.
you, little for me.
Oh yes, indeed. Now I'm coming to a very interesting question mark, because the thing is that my community, from the day one, since I had started to get guests around and started this whole shebang of, having the chit chat, which was, again, I had no idea that I would ever do this. It just happened because I was like, well, and now it became a thing. So, never that I ever thought that it would come to this point, but it has. And for some reason, this topic became an important topic in the community, and it started to become like a thing in the discussions or at the end of the stream with the guest. So it is a food-related question now.
Ooh.
I'm pretty sure that you are a big fan of the so to speak, the dish that I'm going to, I don't know if you can call it a dish, but you can actually, by the means of me being a chef, I had been a chef. So, you can call it a dish.
Is there anything you can't do? You can cook too?
Trust me, there are many things I can't do. I can't do that setup building that you're doing there, man. Exactly.
So that makes two of us.
So it's
okay.
It's about pizza, and I know you like pizzas.
Oh.
I know for a fact that you like pizzas. But the question remains, it's regarding pineapple, and you got to be straight up, yes or no on a pizza.
For me, no. It's a hard no. I don't like it.
I knew it, man. There is a thing that's one of the reasons why we clicked from the day one, man. I knew it. Absolutely knew it. I knew it.
I'm glad you saved that till the end, though, because you could get through a whole, like, if you start off with that, the interview might not pop off at all. You might.
Why? Oh my God.
You guys, that's like start off with on the wrong foot and be like, oh, you're one of those. Oh, you like fruit on your pizza?
Oh, yeah.
I don't know, man. I mean, technically a tomato is a fruit, but I don't know if you've ever heard this one.
Okay.
Knowledge is knowing that a tomato is a fruit. Wisdom is knowing that you don't put it in a fucking fruit salad.
Right.
Okay.
Exactly. It's the same way we can say
like
that what was it? Like, wait a minute. Knowledge is knowing that the pineapple is a fruit, and wisdom is not putting that fruit on your fucking pizza.
Yes.
Exactly.
Although, not entirely.
I have nothing
related,
against. I have nothing against pineapple per se.
No,
I love pineapple. You see?
But it's such a sugar bomb. I haven't had pineapple in the longest time.
Right.
But actually, I haven't had pizza in the longest time too. But when I was in Sweden, I don't know if you guys have this in Finland.
Sweden
but
is
I landed
fucked up.
What?
Sweden is fucked up in that department. You
well,
can tell
the thing that I had in Sweden that I lost my fucking mind over, it was so good, is doner pizza, like kebab pizza.
Oh yeah, well that is a different thing. Yeah, that is great.
I was like, holy shit, why the fuck don't we have? I mean, okay, I go to Germany every year, except of course this year. But one thing that I get excited about going to Germany and Europe in general is the proliferation of doner everywhere. Okay, and if you live in Europe, you're like, yeah, okay, like kebab, like it's fucking everywhere. We do not have that shit in America. Like it exists. I live in Glendale, which has the highest population of people from the Middle East and Armenia and like Turkey and like all these places where so we have great Middle Eastern food here. Great for America. We don't have like the shitty little kebab spots that are on every corner of Germany. And so when I go to Germany, I go fucking ham for the doner.
I get it. I totally get it.
And so then I showed up in Sweden and I went to like the closest corner spot to the hotel that I was in on day one because I was starving. And I was like, all right, like I don't know, what's good? And he was like, well, people like the kebab pizza. And I was like, I'm sorry, what? Come again for Big Fudge? Like,
exactly.
What? I
That-
have
and-
it on. I have it on camera. My first reaction, because I was like, I'm gonna try this. I'll set up the camera, and I was just like,
when I was a meat eater, that's like 10, 11 years ago.
oh, wow.
Every time that I did arrive in Germany, the first thing I did, got a doner. Got a fucking doner. Duna.
So you guys don't really have it that much in Finland, or was this you were coming from Pakistan?
Sorry, no. Finland has the weirdest tastes you can ever imagine.
It's reindeer kebab.
Yeah, it could become a thing actually, unfortunately, but there is none. I mean, the doner thing actually got introduced in Finland as well, like properly, that it has become a thing. I would say about 10 years in that 10-year span as well.
Oh wow.
But still, it's not really a big thing around here. It still is a German thing. People do know what doner is in Finland, but still the Finnish, consumption of doner is not really there, But the
Makes
other
sense.
thing I wanted to say was about the Sweden, why I said Sweden department in pizza is fucked up, because they have banana pizzas as well. That's the country that started the whole thing about banana pizza. I mean, like, what? So we're gonna start creating now, like, we ran out of ideas. We're gonna start like making shit pizzas, like literal shit on the pizza, and eat that. Like, why do you want to do that? It's the same way. Like,
Well-
why would you put pineapple in my Thai curry? Get the fuck out. It's like, why would you want to do that? I get that point of the sweet and sour taste into things, but
Yeah, I don't know. Okay. I think pizza is kind of like metal in the sense that metal has the most proliferation of subgenres of any music style I've ever heard. Right? Because you can just take any style of music and then tack metal onto it. You got like Mongolian folk metal, like the Who, or what was the other one? The guy that died, Tanger Cavalry. Okay, and you have a whole new genre, and that's kind of like pizza. The pizza is metal, and then the topping is the worldly
Exactly.
flavor. And
indeed.
there's some crazy amazing shit like that. Like there's I actually have never had this, but there's like Indian food, like like chicken tikka masala pizza. I know they have that in San Francisco. I remember driving past it once, and I deeply regret not going in. Or like there's a place in LA that does Nashville hot chicken pizza.
Uh-huh.
And that sounds fucking awesome. So it's
It
cool
does.
in that sense that you can.
So you do like spicy food, right?
I like spicy food. I have a pretty not a super low tolerance, but
All right.
like
get
if
it.
I get Thai
No.
food, I get the mild to medium. If I'm feeling a little spicy, I'll go medium. And
Right.
that's that's white person medium.
Right. No, I get it. Well, me being from,
like it.
India, basically the whole India, basically Pakistan,
Yeah.
India, Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, we're the same shit anyways. But
I love Indian food so
Mhm.
much. I eat Indian food on my birthday every year.
dang.
It's my favorite thing. Paneer tikka
Ma-
masala, which is super basic bitch Indian food. Like that's the
Right. True
but like I like paneer tikka masala better than chicken tikka masala, which is the thing that everybody gets. But
Right.
yeah, dude, I'm a fucking basic bitch for Indian food. I love it. Never had the real
Right.
thing, of course. I've never been
Right.
to Asia at all. Never been on the whole continent, not even for a second. But
Dang.
um
But you like the food, so that's great, right? This is
Yeah.
talking about like your favorite band on this planet, Amarante and Olaf.
mhm.
And I had
Yep.
been knowing each other for a long period of time. We've always talked about this thing way back. That hey, we're gonna do because that he loves to cook as well. So he's pretty damn good at it and posting as well about it. And so there were talks long time back. We were thinking about it that hey, we're gonna do a cook off, like you do Indian, I do whatever. And that was our drunken talks way back. I think that was 6-7 years ago. But what I was going to say was this, that if we get a chance, then we gotta do this, that it's gonna be good to do We'll cook for you.
I'll fly.
That would be-
I'll fly across the fucking world for that. That sounds like a hoot.
That's gonna be interesting.
At this point, I'll the second that I'm able to fly to Europe, I'm gonna buy a ticket. I'm gonna do all the rounds. Last time I was there, I was in Europe for I was there for 5 weeks, which was too much. A bit too much.
Nice.
But
nice.
I'd go back for almost that long, like just so that I can hit all my homies.
Man,
and,
that's
like,
what I
go to Finland, like I've been meaning to.
Sure, more than welcome. More than welcome. This is what you were saying about Europe is how I'm feeling about States. I'm a big fan of the West Coast, let's say it that way, to be frankly speaking, but up north. I mean, I'm all about Washington State, man.
Really?
I mean, oh, wow. I mean, because nature, living in nature like the way it's in Finland, there's a lot of similarities, though. And for me, the weather-wise, I think Washington State kind of spoke much more to me. You know what I mean? I mean, I went with when we were touring in North America, so we had a day off with Wintersun, but Neoblivis Garage, who were the opening act, well, you know the band as well, were
I saw that tour.
Did you?
Right? Did I? With was that the one with Sarah Longfield opening?
Yes. Which city did you come to?
LA. That was in LA.
Really? Oh my god. Why didn't we meet, man? What the hell?
I didn't meet anybody in the band that I very, very briefly met Temu. Because he knows Garrett Peters.
Yeah.
And
but they were
so
backstage with us.
Very briefly.
Tyler was there from Ibanez. I mean, Garrett was with them, and Miles Dimitri Baker from Interloper was there as well. So they were backstage with us. Why didn't you join?
Yeah, I hung out with all of those people, but didn't meet any of you guys.
Man.
And your merch girl did the artwork that's the thumbnail for this video.
Exactly. Jill just wrote me as well in the comments. I did not know Jill did that. That was fantastic. World is so fucking small, Trey.
It's such a funny, like, I mean, honestly, that was, like, what a fucking weird tour, though. Like, I mean, it makes pretty good sense, Wintersun and Neoblivis Garage. And but then Sarah Longfield, that was, like, Sarah's a good friend of mine. She's, but she was kind of the odd girl out on that one, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Stylistically. But, like, and then, like, I don't know how Jill wound up being your merch girl. I met her on 70K.
Right. Yes, that's how she had been working. Yeah. I don't remember the story behind it, but Hannah, like the other merch girl, knew somehow Jill. It was supposed to be somebody else coming, but then Hannah had the connection with Jill because Hannah had been working on 70K as well, and they both have worked together, so it was easier to get Jill over. So Jill just came around. Like that was, like.
I mean, if you get the chance to do something cool like that, like go on tour with Wintersun, like fuck yeah. It was great. I was supposed. Oh man, okay. COVID has taken a lot from a lot of people, including many people's lives. So I don't really feel like I feel extraordinarily lucky that I didn't get it, that I didn't really lose much. I've been working from home forever already. But the thing that COVID took from me was I was supposed to go on tour with Amaranth for their US tour for a week and shoot a documentary, like a tour documentary with them. Yeah. And the tour got canceled. That was the thing that I was most looking forward to that got shit canned. I almost bought a plane ticket to meet up with them in whatever. Yeah. So that hurts to think about. But like I said, it could have been a lot worse, but I was ready. I was ready to go. I was
Man, I can't tell you enough. Like, I'm glad that we have come to know, even in these circumstances, because I had plans of coming to States already in 2020. Going to come to LA, going to come to fucking New York. But because I've fallen in love with different aspects of States. I was a kid, yet again, saying the same way, like the way I was about Aussie, the way I was about States, because that's how we kind of are brought up in Pakistan as well, like, well, and W. Bush, Obama, and this and that, whatever. Of course, Pakistan has had a very strong history with States as well in that sense. Thanks to, I don't want to say, but you know what has gone down in there as well and all that. So, but
We've not had a good relationship with the Middle East. It's fucking terrible.
So, at the end of the day, what I wanted to say was like, it all changed when I came here to Finland, and then I really had dreamt about touring in States, and Wintersun gave me the opportunity to do that. And not just do that, I went bonkers, because the best part for me was me being from Pakistan. Now, this is what has happened. You might not know, most of the people might know. I was not, even my application to Canada was not even taken on the table till 2019, and the tour ended in 2018, right? So 2018, applied for both countries. This was the biggest joke when I joined Wintersun, that everybody started blasting, well, good luck going to the United States for the tour, ha 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 ha. The easiest visa I ever got on my Pakistani passport ever, US. Bam.
Wow.
Easiest. In and out of the country, the most easiest, United States.
Wow.
Even the European countries have given me fucking trouble. There doesn't
seem to be any fucking rhyme or reason to it, because some people have such a super fucking hard time. Actually, I think a lot of it is going into and out of Canada. Right. But maybe I only know that because I know a lot of bands who tour the U.S. And of course, when they go up north, they will hit a couple Canadian cities too, and they seem to have such a fucking difficult time.
Right. So what happened in my case was, unfortunately, that Canada did not even consider my application till the tour was over, and the next summer in June, they wrote me that, by the way, we would like to get some documentations from you. And I was like, are you fucking kidding me? This tour, can you read it clearly? Was for 2018, you mother... So that didn't happen, and that gave me the opportunity to stay in States. So I actually stayed the both time that the band went to Canada, I stayed in States. So one time I stayed in Washington State, and the other time I stayed in Columbus, Ohio, for four days. Like, that was the best thing ever happened to me. So I experienced States the way I wanted to, basically.
You got to do something on tour in the place that you're at that wasn't just seeing the inside of the van and then the inside of the venue and one block around it looking for a McDonald's.
Because in Seattle, right after the Seattle show, I hooked up with Jeff because, we with the Arch Enemy, we did the tour in Europe, and Jeff and I, we had mutual friendship anyways since a long time, but after the tour we became a bit more closer, so he gave the opportunity for me to stay with him for a night, and then it was just great. For my experience about States happened to be the awesomest time. And this is the thing that I miss about the only city that I kind of did not see around was LA, because where we were playing, I love the venue. The venue was the best thing ever, like the Mayan Theater.
Good venue.
But
Mayan,
else than that, we didn't do much. So
well, it's right in downtown, and downtown fucking sucks, dude. I live in Glendale, which is like 15 minutes north of downtown, and it's way friendlier to hang out. Downtown is gross.
I'm sorry to say that, but we felt like, what the hell? We went around for a little walk, and we just went to eat sushi, and that was pretty much it. Came back to the venue.
Dude, there's nothing right there. Like, you have to walk. Like, I think I got lucky the time that I walked around trying to find food. I've done it, I think, twice there. I don't know why I even tried. There's like a Subway, and I think I found I got lucky because there was happened to be a taco truck. Otherwise, I would have starved.
Shit.
I'm like, how does anybody hang out here? This fucking sucks. Like, you could make such a killing having a restaurant next to a venue.
Right.
Like, if it's right there, everybody's going to go there before they watch or after they watch a show,
Actually, everybody was telling the same thing. Everybody was saying the same thing. I remember Tyler saying the same thing. I remember Miles saying the same thing. It was like, what the fuck? Where do we go and eat? And we didn't get food, actually, after the show. We actually went to the bar. That was our liquid food, which we got. That was pretty much it. So my thing was, what I was trying to say was the COVID. This is the biggest shit that has happened as well, that I could not come back to States, because the United States has been great to me in that sense. Gave me a 5-year visiting visa. So I'm like,
wow.
I still have the 5-year visiting visa. So I was like, I'm going to use it, abuse it, basically, if you know what I mean. And use it, abuse it where? Right after the fucking 20K. I mean, 70 tons of metal came back and then out. Everything lights off. Show's over.
Yeah.
Party's over. Get out of here. Like,
I mean, that's why I was like, fucking give it to me. I want to be able to travel the world. Like, I don't give a shit. Is there a chip in there? We're getting 5G upgrade. Just do it. I don't care. Bill Gates, whatever.
Why wouldn't we like to have a fucking 5G upgrade, man? Like the fucking download quality, it would be much better. And even the upload quality.
I just want to be able to do stuff in the world again. I don't want to, like it's been such a fucking shitty year for everybody. Now, going on a year and a half almost. I guess it was really March that the shutdown, like the lockdown happened. So it's it's basically a year. But like Jesus fucking Christ, like let's get this. Like I just want to go.
I know.
I just want to go back to Europe. I just want to go hang out in Europe, spend a couple weeks,
right?
See some people, and I'll be a happy boy. And and we got people out here, conspiracy theory bullshit, trying to stop people from getting the vaccine. I saw this one thing. It was like, there's been another report of a death from the AstraZeneca, what is this called? Inoculation, whatever. And it was like, okay, well, like 30,000 people died from it. From the virus yesterday or whatever. I think it's like
how about that?
Fuck, was it 3,000 or 3,500 or 35,000? Anyway, either one of those numbers is way too fucking many. Like, dude, 3,500 people, that's 9/11. Like, a 9/11 every day,
right?
From COVID, and people are like, I heard somebody died from getting the shot, so I'm not gonna get it. It's like,
okay then, right? How about
like,
you get out of the fucking house and got hit by the bus? How about that? All right.
Yeah.
So
anyway, not to get
for that.
Well, it's kind of fucking pathetic that it's that people will view this as me getting political. I mean, do whatever you want. I'm good. I'm not gonna get it now. I'm presumably mostly immune, and I can go out into the world. Actually, the CDC says I don't have to wear a mask outside anymore. If you get the thing, you can go without your mask. Like, I'm gonna look like an anti-masker, which kind of sucks, but I don't have to wear it outside. I can go for a walk and breathe the air.
Interesting. Okay. Well, I don't know about the policies here around, because we are still not in that zone that we would be able to get the vaccine, like at least in my group yet. I mean, our bass player being the a True Cult Club bass player being the oldest among us. So he just wrote as well. Yeah, he's gonna get it next week, and we all were like, "How did you get the date?" And you're like, "Guys, remember my age?" And we were like, "Oopsie daisy, sorry." So I mean, he's in that group that he's able to get it. So this is nice. This is pretty nice, and I hope that all of this gets we get past it very quickly. And please, people who are out there as well, this shit show is not a fucking joke. So let's all kind of do our part. Let's really do our part. Like, that would be really nice, because I'm getting fed up by sitting in this fucking one room where I ought to be on a fucking road with all of you guys, meeting you guys, having a drink or two and showcasing having a show on stage, instead of being here on my sweaty ass with this sweating chair and doing 7 hours, 8 hours, or 25 hours. By the way, what was the longest stream that you have ever done?
About 8 hours.
All right.
I think. The one I did last week was 7.
Nice.
And my ass still hurts.
Right.
It's gonna hurt again a bit after this one, but it's.
I went. My two numbers are 25 and a half, and 12 and a half. Yeah.
Holy shit.
25 and a half.
You did a 25 and a half hour stream?
Yeah.
What the fuck? What did you do? What did you stream?
I was playing Witcher 3. I went on full on guns blazing. I went like, really. I don't know what the fuck happened. One of the mods just made a joke. Like, hey, 24-hour stream, ha ha ha. And I'm like, well, no. After 12 hours, 14, 15. After halfway through, people were like, okay, what the fuck's going on? So yeah, that's what I mean. I wasn't made for doing that, please. I'm made to be on the fucking road.
that is harder work than being on tour. Like tour, you get to sleep, even if it's just on a shitty little whatever, you know.
Yeah. Coffin movers
Shitty
is
little
what I
bunk.
call it.
What is it?
Coffin movers.
Coffin movers. Oh my god. Yeah, that's so real, man. Like, I mean,
Man.
it was a privilege to be able to tour in a nightliner, but it is not comfortable. It's more comfortable than like being in like an 18 passenger van or whatever.
Right.
And you have your own little spot, but like it's basically just a like shitty little pad, you know. Get used to it after a while, but fuck.
Exactly.
I can barely sleep in my regular, super comfy, heated and cooled bed. The bed that I have I didn't pay this much for it, but I have like a $3,000 mattress that I got for cheap from somebody who was moving out of the country, one of my friends.
Right.
It has a little app, and I can make it cool or warm, which came in really handy last night when I was shivering from the fucking vaccine side effects.
Right.
But like I straight up was like, I need to be warmer. Opened up my phone, made it warmer. Like
Interesting.
70 fucking pillows. I still can't sleep to save my life. Somehow I slept for a whole month on a shitty little bunk. I don't know.
Well, that's interesting. That's interesting. Like, I know that for a fact, like, of course, I love to sleep in that small zone because it's so, like, you know, you're boxed up and I don't get claustrophobic, but it's completely dark. The best sleep I'm ever able to get is
on that.
All right. No, I totally get it, because especially on the US tour, but thanks to your fucking highways, oh my fucking god, I remember one night I was like, that's what Jill told me. Wait for it till we hit or get out of one state. I'm not gonna say it. And like wait for it till we get out of that state. I was like, okay, laying down and like, what the fuck just happened here? Like, what the? Literally. So, I mean, that was very difficult to sleep in states in that sense as well. Yes. It can get very difficult to sleep in a nightliner. But hey, Trey, now we got one question here that we should answer, and I think we will call it a day.
Let's do it.
There's one question asked by Yoser KX. It's like, Asim, here is a question. What are your and Trey's mountaintop goals? When do you get to that place where you accomplish fulfillment? You go first, sir.
Well, like I said before, I don't think that actually exists, but there's there are a lot of things that I think of that being, you know what I mean? Like, I think once I get there, usually what happens when I accomplish something is by the time I actually get there, I've already moved on to the next thing in my mind, that I don't often get to really sit back and enjoy it. But 1 million subscribers for me will be a big, it's a vanity metric, just like the 200K. Like it just to me means that I you know, it's not like I get $1 million or whatever. I mean, I don't know, maybe I could make $1 million
hopefully
from having 1 million subscribers, but they don't just like write you a check or something when you get the gold plaque. But that will make me feel what's the word?
Accomplished, or
yeah, a bit accomplished. But I would like to score something. I would like to score a video game or a short film or a TV show or something.
Score something.
Yeah.
I mean, I
score some of them drugs. And to have, I don't want to say chart, because being on the like Billboard chart or whatever isn't really the goal, but to release a piece of music, an album or singles or EP or whatever that really connects with a lot of people, that a lot of people really like it, and is something that I'm very proud of. And so we've got a new album almost entirely in the can. you know how it is. I mean, I'm not yet approaching time 2 levels of long time waiting for it. But I also don't have a lot of fans that are. I have a core hardcore group of fans
Right.
who are waiting for it, and they're like, "Come on, Trey, when are you gonna put out this fucking album?" And they've been pushing me to really work on it. But we started tracking it January 2nd, 2019. And
Right.
it's only just now mixed, and then we got to get it mastered, and then all of the shenanigans that go along with
Oh, yeah.
releasing an album. But like, to have something strike a chord with people, I don't really know what that looks like in terms of how I would feel about the success.
Mhm.
Like, what about this album release will make it feel like a
Right.
success to me? Um,
But would it be more
yeah,
like,
it's
yeah, I did it.
hard to say,
I did it.
but
Like,
just to
accomplished
put it out,
doing
I
it.
guess, just to
Yeah.
finish it, put it out, get her
Right.
done, and get it out into the world, will feel great.
Right.
So how about you?
In my case,
As someone who just put out an album or an EP.
right. Yeah. Well, that's gonna be constant in my department. There's always gonna be something in a year time, like something comes out. Every year there's something that I release. There's never gonna be stopping me doing that. But me pushing myself forward, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm not gonna hide this at all. I got into the music because I loved music. I've gotten to become or be where I am because of the love of the music. But at the end of the day, after arriving in this situation as well, I have not come to a point where I just need to fucking make money to fucking eat bread. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
My accomplishment or how I would feel if I don't want to sound like greedy in that sense, but yeah. I mean, money is money. Sure, money brings you things that, for instance, like this mic just got fucked a couple of days ago, right?
Mm-hmm.
And now even me thinking about buying a mic makes me think 5 times. I don't want to be in that situation.
Yeah.
Wealth should not define me at all in any notion. If I were to go out there to get a mic, I should not be thinking even twice or even once. I'm like, I should be able to just go out there and do it. This is what I want to achieve by the means of music. And by just music, I mean, like, in past 3 years, I can say I've accomplished myself to just sustain myself with music, which is a great thing, because before that I was part of the family business as well, which I make nowhere close money to what I make with music. Obviously not. But
What is the family business?
used to be leather and textile garments,
Oh.
and
Hence why you have such a fashionable leather jacket.
right, exactly.
Because you know what's the shit.
Sort of, yeah, right.
And I'm over here in a free T-shirt that I got because
Hey,
they
but
want me to advertise for HOSA, which I'm happy to do.
Exactly.
But most of my most of my closet is a bunch of free T-shirts. I have no fashion sense at all.
I like, that's the least to worry about, honestly speaking. I mean, like, I
But I
haven't
think you're
gone
right.
since
Like,
a long time back.
financial independence.
Exactly. Financial independence. No, that's a different word, financial independence, but like having amount of wealth that if you were to do something, you don't have to think about it. For instance, that if I were to say like, hey, I just want to buy a ticket, I just want to go to meet Trey right now, right about fucking now. I wouldn't have to look at my bank account and think like, how bad is that gonna hit me for 4 months? Or how is it, like, let me do the calculations first, because if I take the plane like this is the price of this ticket and that ticket, and then I go to Trey's place, then we stay there for 1 month, we go party, oh my god, my wallet, LA out, gone, I'm out. No, I wouldn't have to be
LA
thinking
is
about
very
that.
expensive.
Right.
Exactly. And like, you should be able to have that.
Right.
There's no reason why you don't deserve that. It's
Sure.
just a matter, as always,
Right.
of figuring out how to get there. Like, I make very, very little money off of the music part of what I do. Everything else is like peripheral to the music. I would love to be able to make my living off of just making the music. So right now, what I'm trying to do is is make enough money off of the other shit that I do
Right.
so that I can make
Do-
music all the time, even if it's not really
Exactly.
making me money. So
Exactly.
I mean, it's, you teach guitar and stuff,
Yeah,
right?
Precisely.
I
mean,
and
around music,
like,
there's
that's
so
one of
many
those like
other things I do.
peripheral things. Like that's you're not actually getting paid to make the music, and it even though it's great, it feels shitty. That's why I quit teaching, because I was just like, at what point am I actually going to be able to do this if I don't throw myself into it? And you have
Correct.
absolutely done that, and it's very inspiring.
Correct. So yeah, I mean that I would put it that way, that this would be my goal in order to achieve that, and like complete freedom of financial restraints. Let's say it that way. That would be something that I would look up to. I don't have that set goals in that sense. Like, hey, I'm gonna release this album or do this. One thing I can definitely say that I want to be on the road, go tour the world, be on the stage. That's where I feel the most in a certain dimension that I can't explain. That would be a complete different stream, or that would be a complete different, world to talk about.
Yeah.
Because that is where I feel the most comfortable. So yes, that would be it. That those are the goals. And just exactly like the way you said, by the time you're achieving or reaching that other like goal already, the other ones are coming forward and becoming the next goals. My biggest goal was ever to play, me being a kid who watched Wintersun open for Wacken Open Air 2006 from the front row as a kid, like being a fan. And it comes 2019, I'm with that band playing on exactly the same stage. I mean, the size wise and so on. So it's like that's just the dream come true, So I have.
Wait, how old are you?
I'm 32 now.
Oh,
or going to be. I don't know. I'm 89. So
97. Great.
Yeah.
I'm 110. Yeah, dude. I mean,
no, 89 means 1989, born in 1989.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, living the dream. I think we're kind like, if we stopped and looked at it, like, we are kind of living the dream.
Absolutely.
Like, we're doing the thing, we're out here doing the thing. It's hard because, people ask you what your goal is.
Right.
And you're just like, you just want to, we're already doing the thing that we want to be doing.
Correct.
So both of our goals are just to do it more and better at a certain level.
Correct.
Accomplished within the things that we're doing. And so we're fucking killing it.
True that.
So I can't, I think what a lot of people don't realize is this idea that if you want to get hit by a train, you got to stand on the tracks. And like, a lot of people want the same thing that we want.
I'm stealing this one, man. This is so good. If you want to get hit by a train, you gotta be on the track. Yeah. Oh man.
Dude, a lot of people want what we want and want what we have, but they don't realize that you gotta just throw yourself in dick first and do it to get there. And so like you can't, like, we can't, you're never gonna make a living playing music,
right, if
you don't quit your fucking job at Staples at some point,
right,
or whatever. And like, that's not to say that there's something wrong with working at Staples or having a regular 9 to 5. I actually think my life would be a lot lower stress if I had a normie job, but I would also be fucking miserable. So I threw myself in face first, and I was lucky to have a support structure a lot of people don't have, and a lot of people are scared to do that kind of thing. But the thing is, we're living proof that you can do it. You can 100% do it.
Precisely. What is that word? Leap of faith, right?
Yeah.
You just gotta.
We're out here inspiring the faith that allows people to do that, because a lot of people just don't have a picture of what that could be like. And it's because it's a lot different than it used to be. Like, you used to be able, if you were fucking Led Zeppelin, they could, the record label would get you a private jet, and you would, be snorting coke through $100 bills. And it's not like that anymore. You gotta just, like, what it looks like is this. This is what it looks like.
This is
I
what the
sit down
reality is.
for 2 hours and do a cool stream with a cool dude, and this is my life. And it's not that glamorous, but it's fucking. I think it's better.
It's fucking awesome, man.
I think
Couldn't
it's
get any
better. I
better.
don't want to. I don't want to snort coke off a stripper through $100 bill. You know what I mean? Like, I want to have control over my content, and I want to be able to monetize it without the fucking record label taking 85%.
Yeah, Trey, you're doing pretty good, man. Keep it up, keep it up, keep it going. Yeah. We gotta give you some strippers. Here you go, $100 bill. Right, man.
I heard a story about a guy who made a fortune picking up those $100 bills after the band had passed out at night. Took their coke bills.
Really?
Made good money.
Holy
yeah,
shit.
I don't know. It might be apocryphal, but like, you know what I mean? Like, you're fucking crushing it. You're in one of my very favorite bands, and you also have multiple other creative outlets for all the things that you do and that you like to do.
True.
And
just
one
gonna
of these
keep on grinding.
Something's gonna pop off, and you're gonna be doing this. Woo, 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 woo.
Exactly. Yeah, that would be great. That would be great. But I mean, it's for everybody, and I have to literally thank you as well for giving this time, taking the time off from your busy schedule in that sense as well. And
like right about now, I'd usually be eating breakfast, so this was a good reason to get the fuck out of bed.
Awesome, man. I'm glad that I was able to do it. Like, that's what I'm gonna do every day now. Like, write Trey a message like, get the fuck up.
Yeah,
exactly.
I need it. I mean, I stay up late, so it's not like I'm having a less long day, but I mean, kind of. I sleep too much.
Yeah, but sleep is necessary as well. I'm deprived. I'm fucking sleep deprived. I mean, but that's another topic as well, because the creative, flow, the juices are different when you're sleep deprived.
Comes at the worst time.
Yeah.
But thank you so much for having me on. This was a hoot. I love doing this kind of stuff.
Definitely. And we certainly are gonna stay in touch regarding the Lick Hub, because that's gonna be fun.
You let me know what you need from me for that. That sounds like fun.
Definitely. And who knows? I mean, who knows when hopefully soon our paths meet, and then we get to talk shit tons.
Finally meet in real life.
Oh yeah, man. That's what I mean. Exactly. That would be so cool. But thank you very much, Chad, for sticking around. You've been a gem. You guys have really been like consistent in watching the stream. I think this is the successful the successful YouTube stream that I've done.
Really?
And thanks to Trey. Indeed. Yeah, exactly. I'm a starting guy, I'm quite like 0.01% of your subscription in that sense. But this is where we start
from. First 1,000 subscribers is the hardest.
Oh,
to
yes,
get.
Sir.
So you've blasted past that. So
I'm going.
It's all uphill from here.
Indeed. But thank you. Dude. Take care, everybody. Have a great night, or sleep tight, wake up tight, or wherever you are. Stay safe.
Have lunch. Have a nice lunch.
Exactly. Take care. Now off we go. Cheerio. Ciao.
Bye.